like as far as you can get. Mic one, mic one, mic one, mic one, mic one, mic one.
Mic 2, test. Mic 2, mic 2.
know what I love about every Friday night? Is to come out here and be wherever you want to be. So if DC Mo want to go and get 5. You know what I love about every Friday night? Is to come out here and be wherever you want to be. So if DC Mo want to go and get 5 touchdowns, he could do that. If my man Cam want to go and get 40 tackles tonight, he could do that. You could be whoever you want to be on this field. I like that.
It's a game we've all been waiting for, folks. Your Christian Falcons take on the Vista del Lago Eagles tonight at Hughes Stadium for a shot at a league championship. Alex, how the Falcons reached this point in their season?
Well, Casey, after 2 straight losses to open up their season to Manteca and Jesuit, the Falcons have bounced back for 7 straight victories, and they have coasted through league. In that 7-game win streak, the Falcons have only failed to score 35 points once. They'll need more of that tonight if they have any chance against this high-powered Vista del Lago team.
Well, the game is underway, so we'll take you down to the field. Vista del Lago won the toss and elected to receive, so the Falcons will be on defense first. And, Alex, the Falcons defense is going to have their hands full tonight with this Vista del Lago quarterback, Brent Schaefer.
Well, Casey, they played fairly well all season long, but this is an offense like they have not seen all year. Big test tonight.
Well, here comes Brent Schaefer throwing immediately, but it's Axon Jackson, the senior on senior night, coming up with the play.
Good start there for Jamari Jackson and the Christian Brothers defense. Don't want to give this Vista del Lago offense any sort of momentum on the first drive of the night.
Especially Brent Schaefer last week against El Camino. He earned Player of the Week nomination, Alex. Just the kind of numbers this kid puts up is pretty incredible. He's near the 3,000-yard mark, and right now he's alone in the backfield. Shotgun set. He's got trips left. He's sending back, looking to throw. He's under pressure from Tyler Hall. He scrambles. That's complete, but great tackle there by Brian Lucas, and it's a short pickup.
Casey, this is the best quarterback the Christian Brothers defense has seen all season without a doubt. So far they've kept him contained, but it's going to be a long night if he gets any sort of momentum. And
with the amazing sort of numbers this kid's putting up, Alex, Schaefer, no scholarship offers received.
Yeah, Casey, I've heard he's been talking to schools like Sac State and other local schools, but I think the size is really the issue here with this kid. Only 5'11", but he does have a cannon.
Well, Schaefer's got his first third down test tonight. It's 3rd and 8 for his Eagles with 11-12 here in the first quarter. Falcons defense shifting around. Schaefer drops back to throw. He's got his man is good for a first down, tackled immediately But Lucas can't make the stop before it's enough for a first down.
Those are opportunities that the Christian Brothers defense cannot afford to lose. That was 3rd and long, Casey, and they were able to throw a simple out route to the receiver, pick up the first down. Big opportunity wasted for the Falcons defense.
And I believe that was number 3, Brendan Hall, who last week had 14 receptions and over 200 yards for the Eagles. Schaefer fakes a give. It's a zone read play. Falcons defense not fooled, and they wrap him up in the backfield.
Casey, as you said, Brendan Hall with that amazing 200-plus yard performance last week. And he's the top receiver in the Capital Athletic League, so the Falcons will need to definitely maintain him tonight.
Another guy that shines for the Eagles, even though he's undersized, and they have another wide receiver as well, Blake Tudor, 5'8", but putting up respectable numbers as well.
Yeah, the Eagles really do pack the 1-2 punch when it comes to wide receiving as we get a penalty here on the Falcons.
And Alex, did you see the call? Oh, here we go. We get it. Personal foul against the Falcons. That's automatic first down for the Eagles, and penalty something that have killed the Falcons so far this season.
Well, after the loss of a couple yards there, the 15 yards, automatic Eagles first down, and they're moving the chains here early.
Well, here come the Eagles. They're threatening that midfield. 10:45 here in the first quarter, and that was Dominic Norris wrapped up immediately by the CB defense.
What makes Vista del Lago so tough is that they can pass the ball to their 1-2 punch at wide receiver, but they can also put the ball on the ground too. There really isn't a weak spot in this Vista del Lago offense.
Dominic Norris, the the junior running back for the Eagles, has 5 games over 100 yards this season. This time they won't throw, but it's going to be Schaefer out throwing again. This one deflected at the line of scrimmage. 3rd down coming.
Nice job there by Tyler Hall getting his mitt on the ball, knocks it down. Will set up a 3rd and long. And Casey, this is where the CB defense really needs to capitalize. 3rd and 9 here. First time it was 3rd and 8, and the Eagles were able to convert.
Well, the Eagles certainly be looking for similar success, but the Falcons will be looking to stop them here. Eagles score just about every time they get the ball, averaging 45 points per game. And Schaefer's going to be rolling to his right, pressured by Matthew DeSimone. And the pass is complete, but it's not going to be enough.
That was Vance Olives on the catch, but it's not nearly enough for first down. Actually, only a gain of 1. So set up a 4th and 8 for the Eagles offense. It'll be interesting to see what they do here.
Well, I think much like their Folsom High School rivals, when you have this type of explosive offense, Alex, you rarely find yourself in punting situations. But it looks like this time they will elect to bring them out. And well done by the Falcons to regroup and stop the Eagles.
Well, Casey, they bent, but they didn't break. They had a couple costly penalties there, but were able to hold their ground and force a punt.
And now deep to return for the Falcons is Tyler Green and Jack O'Hearn. They've shared the punt return duties all season long. It's a live drawing punt. It's going to be fielded by Green at the 15. Does not wait for the fair catch, but falls on it at the 15-yard line.
Ball was knuckling there a little bit, Casey. Nice job by Tyler Green to control it and get down to the ground before he could either A, fumble the ball, or B, take a big hit. So nice special teams play there by Tyler Green.
Now Tyler Vanwell, the ball stick commit and senior, playing in maybe his final game at Hughes Stadium. What's he need to do tonight to be successful?
Well, Casey, he needs to find his top targets in Matt Marengo and Jamari Jackson. Jackson's going to start the game as a running back here, but also a big pass threat. So he'll need to stick to the big guns here.
Well, Vanwell in the shotgun. Jackson to his left, fakes the handoff. He's looking for Marengo deep, testing the Eagles early, and just over the fingertips of Marengo.
You know, Casey, I like that call there early. You know, you've just had a great stop on defense. Why not take a shot downfield? It's the first play of the game. There's plenty of time, but if you can have an early strike in the game and get on top quickly, it's going to be a dagger to this Eagles defense.
So 10 minutes on the nose here in the first quarter. Still a scoreless ball game. Vanderbilt in the shotgun yet again. This time Jackson's lined up to his right. Tyler Hall up top to his right. He's going to roll. Looking. He's throwing. He's got Spencer Webb across the middle, and again, just overthrown.
2 balls already by Tyler Vanderbilt overthrown. We've seen that a number of times this year. Just a little bit too much weight on his balls, and he's overthrowing his targets early here. Sets up a 3rd and 10.
Well, the Falcons face their first 3rd down of the night. The Eagles 1 for 2 on their last drive, and Alex, the Falcons really can't afford to just get nothing out of drives. This Falcons offense, as I previously mentioned, they just love to score the ball, and so they need to keep up. And this time, Vanderbilt's going to be alone in the backfield. Plenty of receivers on this play. He takes a snap. He's pressured immediately, and he's going to be wrapped up for a loss.
Well, that's not what the Falcons want at all. After the good defensive stop, the Vista punt pays off because they're going to wind up getting very solid field position after this punt by Christian Montanez. He should be near his own goal line here.
It looks like there is an injured Eagle down on the field. So we'll take a quick injury timeout and be back for more in a jiffy. Good to see the injured Eagle walk off on his own power. But an unwelcome sight for Falcons fans. Christian Montanez is back in his own end zone to punt away.
And Casey, the Vista punt returners are lined up at their own 35, or at the CB 35-yard line, so not the start that Christian Brothers wanted offensively.
Well, Montanez takes this one, and it's not the greatest of punts. It does take a friendly Falcons bounce, but pays off for the Eagles. They're going to start great field position inside Falcons territory.
So a real test here for the Falcons defense is they're now in their own territory with the Eagles with a clean set of downs. Okay, so I think this is one of the biggest tests of the game right here. Can the Falcons defense, put some pressure on the quarterback and get the ball back?
Well, they did do a good job of pressuring Schaefer on his last time out. Looked like that was sort of able to ruffle his feathers, so to speak. This time he's lined up in shotgun. Norris to his left. He's coming out throwing on first down, and that's picked off by Brian Lucas. What a play by the senior.
Well, Casey, that was a jump ball right there. I mean, it wasn't really a jump ball because it was a line drive, but both men had their hands on it, and Bryce Lucas just wanted it more. He wrestled it out of his hands. Big play for the Christian Brothers defense. That was just what I was talking about right there.
And that's just a fourth interception thrown by Schaefer all year. What a play by Brian Lucas, and the momentum changes that quickly.
A rare mistake for Schaefer, who, like you said, takes care of the ball very well, and a break for the CB offense, who really did not look very good on that first drive. So here's Vanderwall now with a second chance to drive the ball down the field and put some points on the board.
Falcons did not run the ball at all on that last drive. This drive to start, Armand Ewing's going to be in the backfield. And a little stoppage in play here. Referee signals for a timeout. Looks like he's just having Vanderwall tuck that jersey in, huh?
Yeah, okay, so anytime Armand Ewing comes on the field, you expect to run straight up the gut. He lowers his shoulder, plows through the defense. He's very hard to stop.
Well, the Eagles will be looking to stop him if he gets the ball here with 9:32 in the first quarter. No score yet, but plenty of action and excitement. Vanderwall under center, first time tonight. The give does, it's a play-action fake. He rolls out. He's got Marengo. And this time Marengo's able to come up with the catch and down to the 1-yard line for the Falcons.
Well, Casey, that was the second time he tried Marengo deep. This time he finds it. First time it's overthrown. That pass was true. Marengo, big-time play from a big-time player. Ball at the 1 for the Falcons.
How about that for the senior stepping up on offense and defense? Lucas on defense, Marengo and Vanderwall on offense, and now you might give that ball to Armand Ewing again.
Absolutely, Casey. He faked to Armand Ewing. He was under pressure, and he was just able to get the ball off. Good pass by Vanderwall, not overthrown. Marengo was able to run under it as the ball was a little bit to the right of Marengo, able to cut back. Nice play.
Set split back formation. Tyler on the backfield, Armand Ewing, and he's into the end zone, 6-0 Falcons.
Okay, see, that is exactly what you want after an interception. That is the response the Falcons needed, and give the credit all to Brian Lucas for that pick.
Certainly momentum swing there when Brian came up with that turnover. Now here comes Mr. Perfect, almost perfect, Caden Laughing on for the PIT.
Caden Laughing, the senior, having a stellar year thus far. I know soccer tryouts start this Monday, so he wants to get this game over with and get on to the next sport.
Well, he is a three-sport athlete, one of many of Christian Brothers' phenomenal athletes and students. Rocks those wonderful neon cleats as well. His trusty holder, Tyler Stewart, is there. Good snap, good hold. Not the best connection for Caden, but it sails through and good.
Not his best kick of the year for sure, but he'll take it, and the score is now 7-0 Falcons.
And how about that drive for the Falcons? One big play. We've seen big plays hurt the Falcons on defense a lot, but how about the offense picking up a big play?
Yeah, it's nice to see the Falcons get one back in the big play department. They've had a number of plays, as you said, haunt them this season. This time the big play goes to Marengo deep down the field, and the Falcons punch it in for the score with Armand Ewing. After the laughing extra point, it's 7-0 here early.
And Brent Schaefer has to respond now with 9:21 here in the first quarter. How do you think he's coming out mentally after throwing that pick?
Well, guys, it wasn't a terrible throw. It was a little bit behind the wide receiver, but he did put it on the wide receiver's chest. Brian Lucas just wanted it more, grabbed it straight from within. So, as if you're Schaefer, you got to bounce back. You say tip your hat to him and get back out there and trust your throw.
Well, right now, Kay Laffin is back out there for the kickoff. Kicking off from the 40-yard line. Eagles have one man deep to return. And I'm sure you folks at home are noticing it is rather hard to read the Vista Lago whiteout uniforms.
Yeah, okay, so we are also having trouble up in the booth here, as they've decided to go white on white, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense to us.
Well, neither did the Palladio when they first built it, but maybe there's a hidden meaning behind it all. Oh, but a good return here by the Eagles. And looks like that might be Brandon Hall, who scampers out just past the 25-yard. Looks like it's going to be the 27. Brent Schaefer coming back out.
So the number one wide receiver on the return case, he brings it out to the 27-yard line. This will set up the third drive of the night for the Eagles, their first resulting in a punt from the Christian Brothers 49-yard line. The second, of course, the big pick by Brian Lucas. So not much going so far for the Eagles on offense. And give the CB defense credit. They've held strong so far.
Well, Coach Boylan pregame said they had a great week of practice and they were ready to give the Eagles all they could handle. This time the give goes to Norris around the outside. Falcons' run defense has struggled at times this season, but Jamari Jackson makes an open field tackle, not before a big gain.
Nice play by Norris there. He had the hole from the start. You could see it coming, and he moves the chains for the Eagles. And a positive play on the ground opens the drive.
Well, the Falcons trying to keep momentum on their side, but Schaefer surely coming out swinging now after throwing that interception. Brendan Hall didn't get a chance to get targeted on that last drive, but had 2 receptions on the previous one. High snap gives to Norris again. Matthew DeSimone first to him and wraps him up in the backfield.
Just missed tackle by Matthew DeSimone there. Could have been a loss of 3 or 4. Instead, it's a loss of 2. But nice job slowing him down and allowing the rest of the Christian Brothers defensive line to catch up.
Well, here's Schaefer. It's 2nd and 12 for the Eagles. 8:51 here in the first quarter. He's got Norris to his left, trips left. Hand off to Norris again. And the CB run defense comes up with another stop.
A little bit of extra pushing and shoving there between Brandon Hall and Jamari Jackson as a flag does come in late. Casey, I'm going to be watching that matchup all night as those two are going at each other early.
And that is just a silly penalty there by Jackson. That's going to cost the Falcons 15 yards. And at the high school level, you get a couple of those, Alex, and you're out of the game.
Yeah, not smart there by Jackson. Just taunted him a little bit too much. There was some extra pushing and shoving. But the penalty came after Jackson flexed his muscles at him. And you can't do that at the high school level.
Well, he knows it's his fault. He's apologizing to his teammates. They certainly need him out there. So, come on, Jackson. No more mistakes. But nevertheless, it's first down for the Eagles. They were staring at 3rd and long. But now they got a fresh set of downs with 8:38 here in the first quarter. Schaefer, shotgun. Norris to his left. No success on the ground so far for the Eagles. Might just run one long play, but this time he's going to air it out. Jackson deep. And great play by Jamari Jackson.
Good coverage there by Jackson. The pass was a little bit underthrown by Schaefer. It looked like Hall had a step on Jamari, but Jamari was able to catch up as the ball was just lofted a little bit too high, a little bit underthrown. Sets up a 2nd and 10 for the Eagles.
Jamari Jackson, one of a few players on the Falcons team that have been part of this rivalry for 3 years. He actually had the Hail Mary pass his sophomore year. It was caught on him as time expired, and here the Eagles look like they're going to pick up a first down with 8:27 here in the first quarter. There's a flag on the play.
Yeah, flag on the field, Casey. Didn't see who it was on. Looks like it might be on the Christian Brothers defense, and the penalty would be declined.
And it is going to be sideline warning against the Falcons, so the Eagles will keep their fresh set of downs. Ball at the 31-yard line. Falcons cling to a 7-0 lead, 8:26 here in the first.
Big possession here for the Christian Brothers defense after the offense drove the ball down the field and scored. You got to be able to, it's called a shutout inning in baseball, Casey, but you got to have a shutout defensive possession, I guess you'd say, and Falcons are in desperate need of one here.
Well, Coach Boylan certainly hoping for that shutout inning, and the Falcons, that's another penalty.
It'll be offsides on the defense, so that'll set up the Eagles with a 1st and 5 instead of a 1st and 10. Another silly penalty by the Falcons keeps the Eagles moving up the field.
There's now 4 penalties for the Falcons, 0 for the Eagles. Brent Schaefer drops back. Matt Dismount on the pressure. Throw across the middle. Caught, and that's a Vista Lago touchdown.
Well, it was Blake Tudor on the catch up the middle. He's a little bit slow getting up. Or, excuse me, that's Tyler Green a little bit slow getting up. Either way, it's a Vista touchdown, and they are extra point away from tying the game. Although, Casey, we noted they don't really have much of a kicking game, and it'll be interesting to see if they go for 2 here.
Well, Brent Schaefer in the Eagle offense still on the field. 8-10 in the first quarter, 7-6. Looking to push their lead to 8-7, or the Falcons on the road. And what went wrong on that play across the middle there?
Casey, I think it was just broken coverage a little bit. Might have just been a nice move by Tudor. It looked like it's some sort of a post route, and he was able to get free right up the gut, and Schaefer was able to find him.
Well, here's Schaefer looking right. Throw into the end zone, and that's 2-point conversion successful for the Eagles.
So the Eagles take a 8-7 lead on the 2-point conversion to Vance Olive, and so the Eagles go up after the Falcons' good offensive drive. Falcons need to respond offensively here.
Falcons can't afford to let themselves get down. They're still in this game. There's just one short play, and we'll be back after a short break for the kickoff. (8:10) in the first quarter. Eagles set the kick after taking the 8-7 lead over the Falcons, courtesy of a Blake Tudor 31-yard touchdown reception and subsequent 2-point conversion attempt. Jamari Jackson is back deep, but he's not going to get a chance. It's into the end zone for a touchback.
Casey, I said they didn't have much of a kicking game, but that was quite a kickoff that goes straight into the end zone for a touchback without a bounce. So the Falcons will take over from their own 20-yard line.
Well, the Falcons found success on that last drive, but I guess even if you can call that a drive, Alex.
Yeah, well, Casey, I was telling you over the break, it really was only 2 plays. It was the, long ball to Marengo on the play action, and then the Armand Ewing power run up the middle for the touchdown. So I think the Falcons really need to prove that they can consistently move the ball tonight and move the chains on a more consistent basis without going deep downfield.
Well, this starts with a short throw to Marengo. Not much doing. It's going to be a short pickup. Give it 2 yards.
Well, Marengo is heavily featured here in this Falcons offense so far tonight. Casey, I said that was a key to the game. I like what they're doing so far with him, taking a lot of shots, trying to get the ball in his hands.
He does lead the team in receptions and yards. Tied for the team high with Spencer Webb at 4 touchdowns. Hasn't scored in the last couple games, which would be troubling to some, but he knows he's just filling his role, and he's glad to do it. This time the give's going to go to Carlos Stahl, and nothing going.
So a 3rd and long here for the Falcons. It's going to be a 3rd and 8. So the Falcon offense will be tested here again. They really do not want to be punting deep out of their own zone again.
Well, 0 for 1 on 3rd downs so far. The offense won't want to turn the ball over so quickly on a 3-and-out to Brent Schaefer from that red-hot Eagle offense.
Well, this is the defensive possession, Casey, that the Eagles really need, the lockdown possession where their offense just scored. Now they got to lock down the Christian Brothers offense and get the ball back.
Well, Eagles show blitz. They bring some pressure. Vanderbilt rolls right, and not going to be enough to pick up that first down. Falcons are going to have to punt.
Vanderbilt tried to get around the corner there. There really wasn't enough room. It's going to be a short gain and bring up 4th and about 6.
And Christian Mondes, they usually true and steady, reliant punter. That last one wasn't that great, and the Eagles could get favorable field position yet again.
Eagles punt returners now lined up around midfield. So let's see if Mondes can put one over their heads here.
Brendan Hall deep to return for the Eagles. And this is a better punt for Mondes, better hang time. It's going to bounce across the 50 and out at about the 45-yard line of Vista del Lago.
Well, Brendan Hall took a gamble there, Casey. He let the ball bounce very near to his feet. It could have easily popped up, hit him, and taken a nice Christian Brothers bounce that could have seen them recover the ball. So a little bit of a risky play there from Hall ends up paying off as the Eagles now have the ball at their own 45-yard line to start their 4th drive of the night.
Schaefer and the Eagles back out there. 6:42 here in the first quarter. It's been jam-packed action pretty much throughout. Norris in the backfield to Schaefer's left. And it's going to be play action. This time throws across the middle. And that is to Blake Tudor, who caught that last touchdown. And it's a gain of about 8.
So 2nd and short here for Vista. And early on in the game, they've proven that they can really move the chains on a consistent basis, something the Falcons offensively have not yet shown tonight.
The Falcons have been pretty sturdy with their run defense, but that said, the play action has got them numerous occasions. Vista likes to run that zone read. This time it's split back, sends a man in motion. It's the fake, and Schaefer's calling his own number up the middle. Good pickup.
Nice scramble there by Schaefer. It wasn't clear if that was an intended quarterback run or his own read. Either way, it's enough to move the chains. Ball now at the 40-yard line of Falcons.
Schaefer does have 8 rushing touchdowns on the season. A lot like Tyler Vanderbilt in that he's an underrated scrambler. This time he's by himself in the backfield, in the shotgun. First down. Coming out throwing. Tyler Hall pressures him. Armand Ewan pressures him. But he's tripped up by Armand after a pick of about 5.
Nice shoestring tackle right there. That had disaster written all over it for the Christian Brothers defense as Schaefer had all kinds of room out to the left, but Ewing just able to get to him. Sets down a 2nd and 5.
5:34 here in the first quarter. And Alex, the danger of these Eagle wide receivers spraying out the Falcons defense is that if they all run deep routes, once Schaefer steps out to scramble, there's really no one left to tackle him.
Schaefer has had some room thus far, so the Falcons will need to make some adjustments there as he's really had a lot of room to scramble.
There's a flag on the play, but another good pass breakup by Brian Lucas.
Casey, I think there was multiple penalties that the referee saw in the play. It looked like it was pass interference against the Falcons, but there was a flag before that. It looks like it just came in just before that, so it'll be interesting to see if that second penalty is against the Eagles.
The initial is going to be holding against the Eagles, and a pass interference on the Falcons. Those will offset, and they will replay the down here with 5:15 remaining in the first quarter.
Yeah, Casey, just what I thought there. I didn't see the hold, but I definitely saw the pass interference. Anytime there's a flag in the backfield, you got to assume it's a holding penalty.
Well, here's Schaefer in the backfield. Norris to his left. Takes a snap. Pump fakes. Oh, and he burnt Lucas on that one. Touchdown Eagles.
Well, Brennan Hall just absolutely burned Brian Lucas, who had the interception earlier in the game. Little go route there, and he's free for the touchdown.
Well, the Eagles extend their lead here with 5:07 in the first quarter. Brian Lucas came up with that big interception earlier, but this time he's worse for wear. Eagles look to add here with another 2-point conversion.
Well, this is a big 2-point conversion right here, Casey, because if they fail, it's still a 14-7 game, 1 possession. If they succeed, it's 16-7, and now you're looking at a 2-possession deficit.
Well, Schaefer comes out throwing again, and again the Eagles convert, 16-7.
Schaefer seems to have found a rhythm here, Casey. This was, what we talked about earlier. We cannot let Schaefer get into a rhythm because he's going to burn you. Early in this game, he's found his rhythm.
Well, the Falcons will look to regroup the next time they're on defense. And right now we'll regroup and take a short break. Jamar Jackson, the deepest of the Falcons, awaiting this kick. It's another boomer. This one looks to be returnable. And Jackson fields it from about the 5-yard line. He's got some blockers in front of him, but he's going to be wrapped up at the 30-yard line, but decent field position for Vanderwall and the Falcons.
Late flag comes in, Casey. It looks like Action Jackson had some room to run there along the left sideline. And it looked like Armand Ewing didn't quite get the memo that he was going there as he kind of hesitated on a block. Either way, there is a flag on the field. I didn't really see anything, Casey. What about you?
It was the back action of the play, so I didn't notice it quite as much. But here comes the head official. It's going to be a personal foul. Hit to the head on Vista del Lago. And so that will improve the Falcons' field position.
So second personal foul hit to the head tonight. The first came against the Falcons. It's a little bit of a redemption there. It's going to be a 15-yard penalty to set the Falcons up with their best starting field position of the night.
4:58 here in the first quarter. Falcons in desperate need of a score to respond to 16 unanswered Vista del Lago points. Vanderwall, Falcons coming out throwing. He's got Marengo on the inside slot. Marengo, he's just got to beat him. He's at the 20. He makes a man miss. 15, 10. Wrapped up inside the 5. I take that back. He's into the end zone. Falcons touchdown.
Matthew Marengo, senior stud. Second huge play of the night. Failed to get into the end zone on the first play. He's not going to make that mistake twice. Touchdown, Falcons.
What a play by Matthew Marengo. We give him a lot of grief, Alex, for getting tackled at the 1-yard line. And I thought he was almost going to get tripped up yet again. Not this time. Not denied.
Well, Casey, I'm sure he wasn't, the happiest. Obviously, he's happy that the Falcons scored. He's a little bit upset he didn't get in the end zone on that first possession. Armand Ewing got the touchdown instead of himself. He's not going to make that mistake twice. He said, you know what, Casey, I'm just going to do it myself.
Well, do it himself he did. Matt Marengo clearly pumped up as he tosses that Gatorade bottle. And Coach Carmazzi calling a timeout here, probably to discuss the 2-point conversion, which is going to be pretty vital if Vista goes for 2 all night long.
Yeah, Casey, 16-13 is the score at the moment. Another nice crossing play by Marengo. Nice throw by Vanderwall. Gave him loads of open space, and Marengo did the rest. But yeah, as you said, Casey, after Vista went for 2 and succeeded the first 2 times, Falcons are going to look to have to match that.
And, of course, the Falcons have been able to be so reliant on Caden Laffin all year long. But when you have a team that just goes for 2 every time and finds success more often than not, that really puts the pressure on you to at least attempt to do the same to stay in the game.
And if Vista keeps scoring and keeps going for 2, eventually the Christian Brothers defense will have to find a way to stop them and hold them to a 6-point score instead of an 8-point score.
Or even 0 for that matter.
That would be ideal, yes.
Brent Schaefer in this offense, as we mentioned, 45 points per game, almost 500 yards on average total. Caden Laffin stays on the sideline. Here comes Vanderwall on the offense for the 2-point conversion. He's got Tyler Hall down to his left, but he's got Armand and Jamar Jackson in the backfield. Sends Hall Green in motion rather. And it's a play action fake. And Ewing drops it in the end zone.
Great play design there. Nice throw by Vanderwall. But Armand Ewing cannot quite hang on to the ball. So 2-point conversion fails, and it will remain a 3-point game.
And that is huge, Alex, in a game like this. Would have closed the gap to 1 point, put more pressure on Vista del Lago, but now it's 3 points in the score. You're down at least 10, maybe even 11.
Any consolation, as of now, the Falcons are only behind by a field goal. Caden Laffin fully capable of, putting anything through the uprights within 30, 35 yards. So the Falcons, they're not out of it yet. They've had 2 great, scoring drives. I put that in quotes. It's been 2 big plays so far for the Falcons. So they need to start moving the ball on a more consistent basis, running the ball a little bit better. But a good start through the air for Marengo, who has to have come close to 100 yards already tonight.
We hadn't scored in a few games, but back on the score sheet tonight, and the Falcons trying to keep pace with this Vista Lago offense. It's a shootout early here at Hughes Stadium, 16-13, with just 4 minutes, 44 seconds remaining in the first quarter. You heard that one right.
Yeah, Casey, I told you at the break, this is one of the longest first quarter we've ever had, and that was with 5 minutes left to go, and that was 15 minutes ago. It's been a crazy one so far.
Well, Caden Laffin boots this one, shows off his leg. Hall to return. He fields at the 5-yard line. And Armand Ewing lit him up.
Casey, that was absolute redemption right there for dropping that 2-point conversion. He took it personal. He lit him up.
Great play there by the senior. And how about that, Alex? Senior's really stepping up tonight.
Yeah, absolutely, Casey. You know, undisputed leaders of this team on offense and defense. And Armand Ewing, the senior leader on defense, just showed you why.
Another senior on defense that's going to have to step up is Jamari Jackson and even Brian Lucas. Vista Del Lago receivers just had their way on that last drive. Now Brent Schaefer in the backfield. Fakes a handoff and just a late huck out there to the sidelines. It's going to go for about 7.
Late flag comes flying on the field, Casey. We've had a number of penalties tonight, as in most games thus far. Didn't really see who it was on. It came at the back end. Vista seems a little bit frustrated. And it will be against the Eagles, so they'll be in minus territory.
Well, that is a block in the back call there. It looked like the Eagles were trying to set up some sort of bubble screen, but pressure too much, and back they go 10 yards.
So it'll be 1st and 15 now for the Eagles as about a 7-yard gain turns into a 5-yard loss. No loss of down, still first down, so we'll replay the first down. The Eagles will be at their own 15-yard line.
Schaefer getting the call from the sidelines. Clock ticks under 4:20 remaining in the first quarter of play. He's going to take the snap, and he's got his man across the middle. Looks like Olive. And he's finally brought down, but not before he can cross the 30-yard line and pick up a first.
Actually, Brandon Pugh on the reception. And Casey, the Christian Brothers defense needs to do a better job of pass coverage down the middle of the field. There's been a number of times that they've been burned already, and it's only the first quarter. They need to do a better job of maintaining the pass game.
Well, up-tempo here from the Eagles. Schaefer pressured. His wide receiver had to come back to the ball, but the first down for the Eagles.
Casey, these aren't even contested catches right now. These are wide-open receivers that Schaefer is able to find. These are not hard throws he's having to make. They're putting pressure on him, but they're unable to mark up on defense.
Yeah, the number 5 having his way with the Falcons defense at the moment. Everything he touches is turned to gold, except for that Brian Lucas interception. That one on the money again. And lunging forward for the first down. Let's see if they give it to him. Looks like they will, and move the chains again for the Eagles.
Another wide open receiver for Schaefer. It's the 3rd straight pass in a row that just has been uncontested.
The short, quick crossing routes really catching the Falcons off guard. It's going to be 2nd down here with 3:49 to go in the first quarter. Schaefer looking to throw. He's got his man again over across the middle.
Well, that's Pugh again with the catch. His 2nd of this drive, 2nd big completion over the middle. Another ball that really was uncontested there, Casey.
And correct me if I'm wrong, Alex, but I believe Brent Schaefer has not thrown an incompletion since that interception he gifted to Brian Lucas.
He's been sharp tonight, to say the least.
Vista possibly changing the play here. Brent Schaefer barks out a few more orders. 3:33 to go in the first quarter. He's looking, and big hit there by Brian Lucas after a gain of 5.
Nice job there. Just hold on to the ball by the Vista receiver. Good hit by Brian Lucas. Sets up a 2nd and 4 as the Eagles continue to drive the ball deep into Falcon territory.
Well, the Eagles have now had the ball for just about a minute and a half, which makes it one of their longer drives tonight. Clock's winding down past 3 minutes on 2nd and 5. Schaefer looking to throw as usual. He's got his man deep again, but this time Brian Lucas makes a good play, breaks it up.
Late flag comes in on the play. I don't know about that, Casey. I think they're going to call pass interference on Brian Lucas. I thought he got his head up and that was a clean ball batted down.
when there was a little bit of a conference between the officials, but it is decided. Pass interference on Lucas, and I'm not a fan of that call either, Alex. I think Brian's got the short end of the stick on that one, but yet again, Eagles find a way to move the chains.
I wouldn't be arguing so much, Casey, if he hadn't got his head around, but the fact that he got his head around, found the ball, and was able to bat it down, I mean, the ball is up for grabs. You know, it's not just the receiver who's trying to make the play on the ball. I do not agree with that call at all.
And Lucas didn't even appear to make contact with the receiver, solely the ball, but nevertheless, Falcons, they got to stop the Eagles, who were knocking on the door. 2:57. It's still the first quarter, and Vista looking to add to their 16-13 lead. It's first down. The line to make is the 4. Schaefer rolls, pressured by DeSimone, and he just throws this one out of the back of the end zone.
So 2nd and 10 here for the Eagles. This is a big set of downs here for the Falcons. You really do not want 1st and goal from inside the 5. If you're able to hold the Eagles here and either force them to try to go for it on 4th down if they get there, or try to go for a field goal, you really do stay in the game, but you do not want to give up a touchdown in this situation.
2:52 here in the first. 2nd and 10 for Schaefer in the Eagles. He's got Hall out there, up to his left. Norris in the backfield with him. Hasn't gone to carry for quite some time now. Schaefer's really starting to find his groove. They're in the shotgun. He takes a snap, fakes the handoff, side slings it, and that's another Eagles touchdown.
Well, that's Blake Tudor again. That's his 2nd touchdown of the night, and just when I said the Falcons' defense might be able to force a stop or a field goal attempt, very next play, Eagles find the end zone, extend their lead to 22-13. So the Falcons' defense showing signs of weakness tonight after the 2 great opening possessions.
Well, they just haven't really gotten time to rest, Alex. These Eagles, they just move the ball so fast, just pushing the ball, tempo, no huddle. And then when their offense is just scoring in 60 seconds as well, they just don't get any time off the field. And another 2-point conversion, 24-13.
So Olives on the 2-point conversion makes it 24-13. In case you mentioned during that drive that it was thus far their longest drive of the night. And I agree with you there. I'd also argue that it was their best drive of the night. Really doing a very good job of effectively moving the chains, play after play. Showed no weakness. Didn't run the ball once, I don't think. Kept the ball in the air, and Schaefer showed that he's the real deal. Best drive of the night so far for the Eagles.
And you mentioned that they didn't run the ball at all, the exception of perhaps a Schaefer scramble. And how are the Falcons just not zoning in on that? They know what this kid can do. He can just find his receivers. Just how are they letting that happen?
Well, the Falcons are continuing to try to bring pressure, it seems. And the Schaefer is a decent scrambler. He's able to buy enough time to find an open receiver. Of course, when you bring pressure, there's going to be a man open. And Schaefer's done a good job so far of finding that man. And it's resulted in big gains for the Eagles on offense.
Well, the Eagles lead here by 11, 24-13, 2:47 to go in the first quarter of play. Jamari Jackson back deep to return. But this one's a knuckling long drive that's going to go into the end zone for a touchback.
Big possession here for the Falcons. You really cannot afford to be punting out of your own zone and giving Schaefer the ball in plus territory. Falcons need to come up with at least an effective drive. Maybe another big ball downfield has really been their only success so far tonight.
Yeah, they just, at least, at the very least, Alex, need to give their defense a break. Seems that the Falcons defense has been on the field all night and just really getting run rampant by Brent Schaefer and the Eagles. But that being said, the Falcons do need to score.
Well, Casey, that's what happens when your 2 major drives have come on big plays. It doesn't give the defense enough time to recover, rehydrate, and just rest their bodies. Defense has been on the field for the majority of the time tonight. We've barely seen Vanderwall at all.
Well, Vanderwall comes out throwing. He's got Marengo on the bubble screen. And Marengo, he's around the outside. He's at the 40. He's got a blocker ahead of him. Past the 50, and he's out of bounds at the Vista Lago 40-yard line.
Have a night, or should I say first quarter, Matthew Marengo. The senior is going off on all cylinders. And if you're Vanderwall, keep feeding him, Casey. Keep feeding him.
Well, just the way the CB defense seems to not have an answer for Brent Schaefer, the Eagle defense has no answer for Matt Marengo.
Clock ticks down to 2:40 left to go in this opening quarter. An opening quarter that has seemed to drag on forever. And it's seen a total of 37 points on the board.
And the referee is signaling something that looked like they issued a sideline infraction against the Falcons. The Falcons already issued that warning, so now they're going to start with 1st and 15 here. And you got to think, Alex, that's just the referees being nitpicky.
Yeah, kind of a silly penalty there, Casey. We did see, I think they actually did call the sideline infraction earlier in the game, but because the Eagles had gained so many yards on the play, they declined it. So this is the first accepted sideline infraction of the night.
Well, Vanderwalde look and throw. He's got Pat Barnes wide open, but overthrown again. And the Eagles bit on the bubble screen, and he had Patrick Barnes wide open.
Too much weight again on the ball for Vanderwall. That's his second or third time tonight just overthrowing the wide open receiver. Pat Barnes, great move on the outside. Marengo was there too, and that's what happens when you think the whole passing game is Marengo. A receiver like Pat Barnes can slip through your fingers. He was wide open there.
Of course, Pat Barnes, one of the CB players, decided to step up in the absence of a top receiver who was forced into retirement, David Simmons. And Vanderwall scrolling right. He's got Pat Barnes again, but this time he's going to scamper for it, pick up a gain of about 7 or 6.
It's a good job by Vanderwall there. That could have very easily been a shoestring tackle and a loss of 5 or 6 yards. Instead, it's a gain of 5 or 6 yards. It's a nice play there by Vanderwall. Really a gain of 10 on the play.
That's certainly going to make this 3rd down, albeit a long one, more manageable for the Falcons. They really can't afford to have drives where they don't come out with any points, especially the way Brent Schaefer's been tossing the rock.
Okay, so this is not a situation where you have to go for it all here on 3rd down. You're in plus territory, good opportunity for 4-down territory. So maybe get half of it and then get the other half.
Well, it reversed to Jackson, and nothing really comes of it. It's going to be 4th and 8, and big decision here for Carmazzi.
Not really, Casey. I mean, you're down by a couple of possessions. You got to keep your defense on the sideline as long as possible, as Schaefer is just having his way with them thus far. I think it's a pretty easy choice to keep the offense on the field on this 4th and 8.
And the way they begin worked, field position, really not as much of a factor, but the Falcons will call timeout here. Coach Carmazzi wants to get that play call just about right.
Yeah, I think it's a good time to call timeout here with 2:07 left to go in the first quarter. It's the first timeout of the game, and it's a critical part in the game for this Falcons offense. So far, Casey, it's been their best drive of the night. They've moved the ball fairly well. I mean, again, I guess it was a big play to Marengo, but overall the energy has seemed to be a little bit more consistent here.
And hopefully they won't stall here and give Brent Schaefer and the Eagles another drive, because we're still in the first quarter, and that would just be incredible. And you'd certainly think an uphill battle to climb if the Eagles scored again in this first period of play.
Yeah, and Casey, another thing to consider is that the Falcons fail to convert on this 4th and 8. It's another great start field position-wise for the Eagles. They'll be at their own 38-yard line, and they've had no trouble moving the ball. That should be easy pickings for them.
And timeout comes to a close. Coach Carmazzi surely emphasizing to his team just how important this play is. The timeout called on that 2-point conversion. They had the right play call drawn up, but Armand Ewing just saw the ball slip through his fingers. This time he's in the backfield.
Keep an eye on Hall and Marengo down here to the left. It's been an interesting matchup all night long.
2:07, 4th and 8. Huge play for the Falcons. Vanderwall drops back to pass. He's got all day to throw. He's got Jackson wide open. And this time it's on the money. Touchdown Falcons.
What a big play call there. Great throw by Vanderwall. Perfect weight on it. Great catch by Action Jackson. And it's another touchdown for the Falcons. That's big-time football right there.
Well, he didn't overthrow that one, Alex. It was right on the money, right in Jackson's breadbasket. And the Falcons are back in this game with 1:59 in the first quarter.
What a big-time play from two big-time players right there, Casey. And the Vanderwall and Jackson decide to put the offense on their backs. Gets them back into the game here. Looks like the offense will stay on the field and go for 2 and try to make this a 3-point game.
This first quarter has been more exciting than games we've covered so far this season, Alex. And if the rest of this game is anything like this quarter, I'm sure we're in for quite a treat. Vanderwall's going to be in the shotgun on this crucial 2-point conversion. They'll be down by 5 points. If they fail to convert, they could close the gap to 3 with a successful conversion. Pat Barnes in motion, then back out to the slot in a delay of game, Alex.
That's costly, Casey. It really is. And as of now, the score is 3 touchdowns to 3 touchdowns. The difference so far has been the 2-point conversions for the Eagles and the failed 2-point conversions after the initial PAT by the Falcons. So great job by the Eagles to convert on all 3 of their 2-point conversions so far, and it's proving very costly.
Well, the Falcons failed to convert when they had the ball on the 2-yard line. That delay of game is going to back them up and make this more difficult. I'm sure they had a play call in mind. They might have to change that here. They will line up in the same formation. Vanderwall alone in the backfield in the shotgun. He's pressured. He has to get it off, and just the pressure never really gave him time to throw there.
Yeah, nothing much you can do there. Pressure was coming from both sides, so Vanderwall just flips the ball out of the back of the end zone. So another failed 2-point conversions for the Falcons leaves them down by 5. The score is 24-19. And Casey, I got a new key for the game, and it's stop Schaefer and this high-powered Eagles offense.
Well, that's something the Falcons really need to do if they're going to be successful. And even if they're going to let Schaefer score a touchdown, they can't afford to give up 2 points every time. And you got to think Coach Carmazzi's thinking maybe in the back of his head, maybe I should have just stuck with the guy I know is for sure going to give me 1, and Caden Laffin, because Caden Laffin kicks in 2 more extra points. It's 24-21.
Yeah, Casey, I mean, it's tough when you've got 2 high-profile quarterbacks in Tyler Vanderwall and Schaefer, both firing on all cylinders so far tonight. It's tough to stick with Caden and just go for the extra point when you know that the Vista Lago Eagles are going to be going for 2 every single time. And so far, Christopher just had absolutely no answer on defense.
Caden Laffin on to kick for the Falcons. They trail by 5 here with 1:59 remaining in the first quarter. And this one is high and returnable. Fielded at the 11-yard line by Hall. And this time he's got some room to work. And he's out to just past the 25-yard line.
So it'll be decent starting field position here for the Eagles. And Casey, on defense, we talk about, the passing game for the Eagles. What do you think Christian Brothers can do? Is it that man defense is breaking up? Is the zone defense breaking up? What's going on?
Well, I think just those quick routes, that's the hardest to defend if you're a corner. And that's just something these Vista Del Lago receivers are so good at, route running. And Schaefer's a guy that can put the ball on the money, so you run a good route, you're getting the ball, you're going to be open. Of course, the Falcons have been trying to mix pressure as well. First down, see if they bring any. High snap to Schaefer. Pump fake again, they're going deep. That's Jack O'Hearn out there. And that's one hell of a catch. Looked like it could have been offensive pass interference, but nevertheless, it's going to be a touchdown for the Eagles.
Well, that's the response that the Christian Brothers defense did not want at all. There was lots of contact from both sides. Casey, might have been good just to let them play. Either way, it's a touchdown for Vista. Puts them up 11 points, 30-19. And here comes, as you know, 2-point conversion.
Well, this 2-point conversion, scoreboard reads 30-19, Alex, but that really doesn't do the game justice. Should read something more along the lines of 27-21 in a typical game, but the Eagles at the 2-point conversion can nearly force us to a 2-touchdown deficit. And they do so.
So it's a 13-point deficit here for the Falcons, and pretty much the equivalent of a 2-touchdown lead when they've only really trailed by 1 touchdown. So it's 32-19 here with 1:45 left to go in the opening quarter.
Well, it's just got to be demoralizing for that Falcons defense. They see their offense put on like a stellar drive, and especially that fourth quarter play, Vanderwall connecting with Jackson. Momentum's back on your side, and then great play by Hall and Schaefer just connecting. And Jack O'Hearn tried to go for the interception, just didn't come up with it.
Well, 32 points in the first quarter is definitely demoralizing, Casey. If the Eagles stay on this pace, they're going to be into the triple digits. But the Falcon defense really needs to settle down here, stop giving up the big plays down the field. And honestly, Casey, I was decent coverage by O'Hearn. He just got beat.
Yeah, no safety help to help the man-on-man coverage. Jack O'Hearn beat by Hall. Another touchback. Falcons will take over. Vanderwall's got to score again.
Yeah, the Vista offense is really keeping the pressure on the Christian Brothers offense to match. And Vanderwall has been up to the task so far, thanks to a couple huge plays by Matt Marengo. And then that last big play to Jamar Jackson on 4th and 8. Let's see if we can keep it going here, as we are still in the first quarter. 1:45 left to go. And Casey, we might be here till upwards of 3 a.m.
Well, certainly if they keep scoring at this rate, but the Falcons would need to do some more scoring because the Eagles have just been out of control. The Achilles heel of this Vista Lago team, though, is their defense. They've allowed 24 points per game, and the Falcons have put up just about that here in the first quarter alone. Armand Ewing takes a give, and that's about the first running play we've seen in forever.
Okay, see, I noticed that Daniel Diaz is now playing against Matt Marengo. They seem to have had enough of Brendan Hall at cornerback, and Marengo beat him a number of times, so a new defensive player will be on Marengo. It appears indefinitely. And do you think that's an interesting move?
I think it is an interesting move by the Eagles. I mean, Brendan Hall is certainly one of the better cover corners for the Eagles. He's got 3 interceptions on the season. As Vanderwall looks and finds Jamari Jackson, it looks like he could have cut to the left and maybe picked up that first down, tried to wiggle back inside, and now it's going to be a 3rd and 2, and this is huge here for the Falcons.
Yeah, Jackson elects to try to go for the touchdown instead of powering his way for the first down. A little bit of a questionable call there. He's telling Coach Carmazzi, my bad, as he walks off the field. I think he could have had the first down there. Elects to try to make 3 men miss. Sets up a 3rd and 2 for the Falcons.
In a game that's tightly contested, not just every point matters, every inch, every yard, and just plays like that can really come back to haunt the Falcons, especially if they're not able to convert on 3rd and 2. On Armand Ewing, he's going to be stopped just short. And now, Alex, normally this wouldn't be a question, but what do you do for Carmazzi?
Well, Casey, the punting unit is coming on the field. Vanderwall doesn't like the call. And, Casey, I'm questioning it a little bit, too. The way the defense is played tonight, you've got to match the Eagles offensively. Instead, the punting unit comes on. This is going to be good starting field position for the Eagles, who could conceivably, now it doesn't look like they will, as the clock continues to wind down. Falcons might be advised just to let the clock wind down to end the first quarter. Looks like they might.
And the snap's going to get off just before 1 second ticks off. There's the horn. And decent kick again by Christian Monez, but Eagles are going to have great field position when we come back for second quarter action. Don't go anywhere. It's a tight one. Well, the Falcons' defense is back on the field, Alex, but could have been different.
Yeah, Casey, I'm a little bit surprised that the Falcons elected to snap that ball and go for the punt. They snapped it with only 1 second left in the first quarter with the clock winding. Seemed like they could have let the clock wind out and used what would have been the equivalency of a timeout between quarters to decide, do we really want to punt the ball here or go for it on 4th and 1? Instead, they like to punt the ball off quickly before time expires in the first quarter. And so at the start of the second quarter, Vista has the ball at their own 43-yard line.
And about a 30-yard punt. Not an incredible change in field position anyway. But here comes Brent Schaefer, rolling right, throwing. He's got Tudor out wide, and he makes a couple men miss, and it's about a pig up of 15.
Well, there's the passing game that we've come accustomed to tonight, Casey, and start of the second quarter is no different than the first quarter. Eagles seem to be on the move again.
Well, the Eagles on pace to break what they usually score, 45 points per game. Almost put that up in the first quarter alone. Schaefer's been unstoppable. Only blemish was a Brian Lucas interception. That seems like it was ages ago. The early goings of the second quarter, 11:30, 1st and 10 for the Eagles. And Schaefer looking to throw as usual. And Jackson able to stick his hand in there and almost even came up with an interception.
Nearly picked it off. The ball was a little bit underthrown by Schaefer. It looked like Hall did have a step on Jackson, but the ball was underthrown. That's the second time tonight that Hall appears to have beat his man, but Schaefer was unable to give him enough ball underneath it. and so it'll set up a 2nd and 10.
Uncharacteristic mistake there from Schaefer. Certainly looked like that was going to be another Vista del Lago touchdown. Would have doubled up the Falcons' points early in the game. It's just the second quarter, and we already got a shootout, 32-19, 11:22 to play in the half. Fakes the handoff. Up the middle, Samo's got a piece of him, and Capel finished him off. It's going to be 3rd down and about 6.
You know, Casey, that is absolutely devastating because it looked like for the first time the Falcons really had a solid pass rush. They had 3 guys there, and Schaefer somehow able to elude all 3 and have a gain of positive yards.
And that could be an adjustment from Coach Boylan, the defensive coordinator, changing his defensive front, dropping more people back to cover. Pre-snap penalty here.
Casey, I think it was a false start on the offensive line, and it will be, so the Eagles will be back 5 yards. Sets up a 3rd and about 11.
Well, the Falcons will need to get a stop here. Eagles might be going for 4th down territory anyway, given their field position. So it's crucial here they don't give in. 10:57 here in the second quarter. Very pivotal drive here early in the game.
Yeah, the Falcons get their first stop from the interception early in the first quarter.
Schaefer rolling right after faking the handoff to Norris. And he got the throw off. How about that? Doesn't look like it's going to be enough for a first down. There is a flag on the field. Far corner. Interesting what it will be.
It appears like... Oh, it's going to be against the Eagles, Casey, so the great catch there is called back. I think the Eagles would have gone for it on 4th down. It was about 4th and 1. But instead, they'll be moved back, and I think we're going to repeat 3rd down.
3rd and 16 now for the Eagles. An eligible man downfield. And the line judge on our side certainly has been busy. He's been throwing his yellow hanky all over the place, but this time it works in favor of the Falcons. 10:39 here in this second quarter. And the Eagles facing an uphill battle on 3rd and 16.
This is an essential play here, Casey. You cannot let the Eagles wide receivers get deep down the middle of the field. Falcons have really struggled thus far tonight protecting the middle of the field. And you know that they're going to take a shot here on 3rd and 16.
Well, that certainly is going to be the case. 5 receivers spread out across the formation. Schaefer alone in the backfield. And that is the 3rd and final timeout the Falcons have called.
Yeah, Casey, interesting call there. Coach Boylan did not like what he saw in defense. So Falcons will take a timeout. Might have been a good call there, as it is an essential 3rd and long conversion coming up for the Eagles.
Yeah, certainly wants to make sure his boys are set in the right formations he wants, because if the Eagles convert here and score on this drive, I mean, that's a real uphill battle for the Falcons, and the game might be curtains already.
Yeah, it would be a real blow for the Falcons defensively. We've got the Eagles in negative territory right now in 3rd and 17. And blow up the middle. And another touchdown here for the Eagles. It will be a real blow to a defensive team that's already taken many blows to their morale tonight.
Well, those seniors are certainly going to have to step up. Most of them will be on that defensive front. Connor Capewell, Junior Dale Samoes even. They're in the game. Eagles come out again. Ships right, Twins left. Schaefer all alone. And they're going to... Oh, and Schaefer just avoids it. But he's going to be wrapped up out of bounds. He's going to pick up a few yards, Alex, but at least no first down.
Golden opportunity there for the sack. It would have been a loss of 10-plus yards. Instead, Schaefer with the short gain will set up a 4th and 16. And, Casey, I got to think the punt unit will come on in this situation.
Well, this is going to be huge if Vista does come out punting. The Falcons have already given up the most points they've allowed to a league opponent so far this season. And we do assure the fans at home that we are Christian Brothers homers and would never root for the opposing team. Contrary to popular belief, Alex and I do attend Christian Brothers High School and are loyal Falcons and will bleed blue forever.
Casey, I thought it was pretty clear that we have been biased throughout all our broadcasts. It's It's pretty clear we're Falcon fans.
Well, sometimes things make their way down the grapevine. The literal grapevine, down to Los Angeles, where a certain CB student who shall be named might be tuning in. But nevertheless, back to football, Alex. Big fourth down here. The Eagles call timeout. Are they still going to go for it?
Casey, I think calling the timeout might have been a switch in plays. I think you got a punt here. You're at Christian Brothers' 43-yard line. It's 4th and 16. On 3rd and 17, the Falcons brought pressure. Schaefer had to scramble, nearly got sacked. If he gets sacked, they're definitely punting because it's 4th and forever. I think you still got to punt it here, and if not, you got to take a shot downfield.
Well, if they punt or the Falcons can get a stop, that'd certainly be big for morale. 10-18. Falcons are down 13 points. They need a way back into this game, notably by their offense getting back on the field.
The offense will stay on the field for the Eagles. So big play here for the Christian Brothers defense.
This time Schaefer is not alone in the backfield. Norris is going to be with him. He's dropping back to pass. He's got a man across the middle. And it's going to be caught, and that's enough for Eagles first down.
What an absolute blow on 4th and 16 for the Christian Brothers defense. Those long passes down the middle have been there all night for the Eagles. And that, Casey, really is a crushing blow here. Still early in the second quarter, but the clock is ticking here on the Falcons defense.
Yeah, 10-13 to go, and that's picked up by Tyler Green, the sophomore. And he's out past the 20-yard line, and boy, did the Falcons need that.
Absolutely they did, Casey. Tyler Green, the pick master, turnover master, special teams master, you name it, Casey. And the sophomore is electric. That's a big play for the Christian Brothers defense. Second pick of the night for Schaefer. And Casey, he does not throw interceptions very often.
No, he does not. He entered the game throwing only 3 so far this season. He's almost doubled his total. And that is Tyler Green's 7th interception on the season. And the Falcons offense back on the field with momentum. And boy, did they do that. Vanderwaal's going to be in the backfield, joined by Stahl. He's going to be looking to throw, and that's going to be high to Matt Marengo. 2nd and 10 coming.
Too much weight on that pass from Marengo, but I do like the idea. Try to get it back to your primary playmaker tonight. And that's Matthew Marengo, without a doubt so far. He's had a number of big plays down the field, and, of course, that huge touchdown pass.
Well, when the CB offense has gone through him this evening, it has worked. The run game been nearly insignificant. Haven't used it much. Vanderwaal's in the shotgun. Stahl just back there primarily as a blocker. And he looked like he had Webb on the inside again, but again, an overthrow.
Another overthrow for Webb. It's the first time he's been targeted tonight. The defender on him was noticeably smaller from up here in the booth, Casey. So a missed opportunity there for Vanderwaal, as Webb appeared to have broken free and had a lot of open field in front of him.
And now something the Falcons would hate to do, go 3 and out after being gifted that turnover. Great play by Tyler Green, could come to nothing. 3rd and 10 here with 9:57. And also back-to-back incompletions. You're not taking any time off the clock.
Yeah, absolutely, Casey. This second quarter is dragging on just as long as the first quarter so far.
No points yet, though, in this second quarter. Vanderwaal drops back to pass, and that one was underthrown and picked off. And a touchdown-saving tackle by Carlos Stahl, but the Eagles get the ball right back.
Yeah, not a wise throw right there by Vanderwaal. Threw it right to the defender, and Vista has the ball right back where they started. So a devastating blow to the Christian Brothers offense, who not only go 3 and out, but it ends in a pick.
Well, the Falcons gain no positive yards on that drive. And the Eagles are now inside the red zone. Momentum back on their side. They got a 13-point lead. They're knocking at the door. Falcons need to get a stop. They can't afford to give them another touchdown. Schaefer drops back. Has time. Scrambles. But he's going to be wrapped up after a minimal gain. Maybe 2.
Short gain on the play. Matthew DeSimone decides to get a little lift in, do some push-ups after the play. I'd like him to save his energy for the actual game action, Casey.
Well, he's known from time to time to just get a little quick pump, get his juices flowing, but Yes, I would agree. I'd like him to focus on stopping Brent Schaefer in this Vista receiving core, which has put up 32 first-half points, is threatening once again.
He definitely needs all the energy he can get.
Well, this time they're going to give the ball to Norris. That's the first time he's received a carry since early in the first quarter. Minimal game, about 5.
Sets up a 3rd and 5 now for the Eagles offense. Another big test defensively for the Falcons who, when they've had a big test tonight, have not answered the call.
Well, the Eagles have been successful on 3rd and 4th down tonight. Much more successful than Vanderwall and the Falcons offense has been. Big play here. Schaefer looking, and good pass break up there. Looked like that was Mitchell Berger, the linebacker, on the play.
Nice play there by Berger. Had a man open, and he got his body in front of the ball, knocks it down, sets up a 4th and 5 for Vista. And it appears their field goal unit is coming on, so they go for it on 4th and 16, but they elect to attempt a field goal on 4th and 5. Casey, does this make any sense to you at all?
I think with a 13-point lead, they're willing to risk and settle, rather, for a field goal. It would push the lead to 16 points, and you're still forcing the Falcons to have to score twice and get 2 two-point conversions. Snap is low and blocked, and it's going to be fielded by Vista Lago, but just like that, the Falcons get the ball back.
Nice play there by the Falcons defense. That's a stop they need. And Casey, I know I hear you talking about settling. I do not agree with that play call. The way Vista had been passing the ball so far tonight, I don't see why you don't take a shot at the end zone there.
Yeah, Brent Schaefer's certainly been unstoppable, minus those 2 interceptions, and it's kind of puzzling if you're the Vista coach. You're having your way with the defense, and you just settle for a field goal like that, but hopefully that's a spark this Falcons offense needs. Their defense is coming up with stops for them. Now it's up to them to get something done.
Especially for a team, Casey, that doesn't kick PATs. They go for 2 every time. Their whole offense is built around Schaefer in the passing game. A 4th and 5 from the 10-yard line, that seems like a must-go for.
Well, the Falcons keeping it on the ground again. This time Carlos Stahl finding a gap. Vista tries to strip, but he hangs onto it. Pick up about 15 for a first down.
Nice job there by Stahl to hang onto the ball. It looked like for a second the ball might be ripped from his clutches, but he hangs on. It's a big gain on the first play of the drive for the Falcons. They're in need of a big drive here with 8:25 left to go in the second quarter.
Yeah, it had been just 2 minutes, and the ball had changed hands between Vista and Christian Brothers 3 times. First that Tyler Green interception, then Vanderwall underthrowing Marengo, interception, then that field goal block has the Falcons back on offense. And this time they run the play action. Vanderwall putting everything on this one to Marengo, and that one is broken up. And, we saw pass interference called on Brian Lucas, and it looked like there was a little bit more contact on that one than on his flag.
Very close there, Casey. It's tough to see from up here. There was contact. Look at the ball was in the vicinity. Might have been a good no call. Probably could have gone either way.
Well, Matt Marengo will trot off here. Certainly had to run pretty far on that play. Tired legs, perhaps. So the Falcons offense faces 2nd and 10 with 8:02 to go in the first half without their top target tonight. Vanderwall in the backfield. They have 2 running backs with them to pass protect, and he overthrows fellow quarterback Tyler Stewart.
Yeah, Tyler Stewart checks in at wide receiver and can't quite catch up to Vanderwall's pass. Marengo will come back in, so it's a quick single play for Tyler Stewart. He's back on the sideline and sets up a 3rd and 10 now for the Falcons from their own 31-yard line.
T-Stew has seen reps from wide receiver in recent weeks, but now 3rd and 10. Falcons need any receiver. Matt Marengo's checked back in to just step up here, pick up that first down, make a big play with 7:56 to go in the first half.
Okay, so you got 2 big bodies out wide left in Marengo and Webb. Keep an eye on them.
Well, Vanderwall's electing to go their way, and they run that bubble screen play, but it's only going to go for about 4 yards, and Christian Monden's trying out there.
Blocks weren't there, Casey, and on 3rd down and 10, the Falcons unable to get to the 41-yard line that they needed to achieve. So here comes Montanez out for the punt again.
And that drive especially disappointing, Alex, because it started off so well. The ground game they're non-existent Carlos Stahl picks up that first down, 15-yard gain. Then they just stall, go flat. It's going to be Christian Monez. Easily his best punt of the night there. Fair catch called for, and the Eagles are going to set up with the ball on their 35-yard line.
So good change of field position there by Christian Montanez. As you said, best punt of the night by far. Sets the Eagles up at their own 35-yard line with 7:13 left to go in the second quarter, looking to get some more points on the board.
Well, I certainly wouldn't like to jinx it now that the Eagles are on offense, but there has been no points scored in the second quarter. We're about 5 minutes in, despite there being 51 points scored in the first quarter of play. But Schaefer and the electric Eagle offense are back out there. This time the give's going to go to Norris. Wrapped up in the backfield by Armand Ewing, loss of 5.
Big tackle there by Armand Ewing, because if Norris gets by him, there's really nobody else. So nice open field tackle there by Armand Ewing. Loss of 5 yards, sets up a 2nd and 15.
Key players making key plays. That's what the Falcons need to get back in this game. They're down 13 here with 6:50 remaining in the second quarter. Schaefer sends Norris in motion. Let's play action. Lucas bites. Looked like he got a block in the back, but he's still able to make that shoestring tackle.
Nice play there by Brian Lucas, able to just get a hand on Tudor. And it'll set up a 3rd and 14 here for Vista del Lago Eagles. And Casey, they've been good in this long down situations.
Yeah, the Falcons defense just seems to lapse and just turn off in situations like this. 3rd and long, 4th and long. They need to be sharp here. It'd be great if Vanderwall and the offense could get back on the field, try to get something going, close this gap. 6:13 remaining in the second quarter. Armand Ewing switching sides here. Falcons show pressure. Armand's coming around the route side, and that play is broken up, and we might see Vista del Lago punt.
Yeah, Casey, no flags on the field, so this play will stand. 4th and 14. Here comes the punting unit. And Casey, I think that's the best possession so far on defense by Christian Brothers, maybe minus the interception.
Yeah, they have forced a couple of turnovers. That was certainly a drive where they weren't getting ran up and down the field by that Brent Schaefer and the Vista del Lago receiving core. And it was very impressive now, forcing a 3-and-out. Falcons get the ball back on offense.
Keep an eye on Tyler Green and Jack O'Hearn back to retrieve the punt. As you say, Casey, they've been there all year. Have been pretty effective at times.
They haven't had the greatest of nights. Tyler Green and Jack O'Hearn, part of the secondary that's been sort of ripped to shreds. But when we come back, they'll be fielding that punt. See you in a bit. Falcons defense back out there. Vista del Lago punting, a rarity this evening. And the Falcons almost get to it. It's a line drive punt. Takes a Vista del Lago bounce. Falcons will get the ball with decent field position at the 36-yard line.
Okay, so you mentioned at the break, this is an absolutely essential drive that the Falcons need to put together. With 5:56 left to go in the second quarter, and Vista failing to score on a couple straight drives now. That's not going to happen all night, Casey. The Christian Brothers defense has done a good job of settling down, but now the offense is stagnant. So Vanderwall leads the troops back onto the field. He needs to get them going.
Yeah, both offenses, either side of the ball, Vista del Lago and Christian Brothers seemingly struggling here in the second quarter. They'll get it going on the ground. Stahl fighting forward. About to be 5 tough, hard-earned yards.
Casey, I like the call there, starting off on the ground with Carlos Stahl. He had the 15-yard run on the first play of their last drive, and then they abandoned the run game. So I like them starting off with the run and puts them in short yardage situations here with second down.
Takes a little pressure off Vanderbilt in the wide receivers as well, as Vista del Lago has to respect the run. Opens up the play action as we see it here. Good block there on the outside, but Matt Marengo's only going to pick up a few. 3rd and short.
Well, Jamar Jackson was tasked with 4 Vista del Lago defenders to block. Obviously, he is not superhuman, so Marengo taken down, but sets up a 3rd and 2 and a manageable situation. Casey, that's the advantage of running the ball on first down, and a quick pass out on second down is instead of a 3rd and 10 after 2 incompletions, you've got a manageable 3rd down to convert.
Well, this is a huge play for the Falcons. They haven't had much success on 3rd and short tonight. This time it's a pass out to Webb. He's got enough for it, and he's into Vista del Lago territory, brought down at the 45-yard line. 4:47 to go in the second quarter. Time for the Falcons to make some noise.
First catch by Webb on the night, and it is a big one. Moves the chains. Falcons will be at the 46-yard line of the Eagles. It's a big play there by Vanderwall and his tight end Spencer Webb. Sets up a 1st and 10 for the Falcons.
That's Spencer Webb's first reception tonight, which means he's now the only Falcons player with a reception in all 10 games so far this season. Still getting the give and nothing doing. Eagles read that all the way.
Falcons elect to start the ball on the ground again on first down. Again, I like the call. Nothing going there. Sets up a 2nd and 9.
Other thing about the run game, Alex, is that it takes time off the clock. You're milking that clock. You're making it less time that Brent Schaefer and that Vista del Lago offense is able to get out on the field.
Yeah, absolutely, Casey. We've seen nothing but passing tonight from the Vista del Lago offense, and really a lot of passing from the Christian Brothers offense too. Good to see the ball get on the ground and wind some clock off the timer.
And the clock winds down under 4 minutes to go. Vanderwall looking deep and just over the outstretched arm of Jamari Jackson.
Just a little bit too much weight on that one, Casey. Had his man action Jackson down the field. Sets up a 3rd and 9 for the Falcons and another 3rd and long situation.
Well, this is dangerous here for the Falcons. If they don't convert on 3rd down here, you question whether or not you're going to go for it on 4th down. You would give the Vista del Lago Eagles favorable field position if you fail to.
Benching to see if they do a quick pass here, try to gain 5, maybe 6 yards, sets up a manageable 4th down conversion. In that case, Casey, if it's a manageable 4th down conversion, I think they do have to go for it in plus territory.
And they don't have the benefit of having a timeout to talk over a decision like that if they do. And Vanderwall pressured. He's going to roll to his right, scrambling. And he might have done just enough. That's not a very favorable spot, Alex, to say the least.
Either way, Casey sets up a 4th and 1. Offense will stay on the field. I said they needed about 5 or 6. Instead, they get about 7. So it'll be 4th and 1 here from the Vista del Lago 37-yard line. Good call here by Coach Carmazzi. Offense stays on the field.
And the big bruiser, Armand Ewing, checks in for Carlos Stahl. Armand's been the go-to in situations like these.
Yeah, I think you got to give it to big Armand Ewing here, although he's going to line up in the fullback position. Now he's going to shift a little bit more to the right. It's going to be Jamari Jackson now deep in the backfield.
And they run the same play they ran on the 2-point conversion. This time Armand Ewing catches it, and he's at the 20. One man to beat, runs him over, and he's down to the 5-yard line.
What an absolutely sensational play call there by Coach Carmazzi. Armand was kicking himself for not catching the 2-point conversion pass earlier. Doesn't miss it a second time. Great call by Coach Carr. Sets the Falcons up 1st and goal from inside the 5.
Armand certainly redeemed himself there. Big fella trots off. Job well done. Now 3:44 remaining in the first half. Falcons knocking on the door. They need 6 points.
Yeah, absolutely, Casey. In a game like this where Vista has struggled to score the ball here in the second quarter after putting up 32 in the first, it'd be big for the Falcons to get some more points on the board and get right back in this game.
32-19. 3:48 remaining. That one tight window there. Matt Marengo not able to come up with it.
Again, I like the play call there. Little slant pass to Marengo. He's been their primary playmaker of the night. Vanderwall just missed him a little bit out too wide to the right, but a good play call there on first down. So he'll set up 2nd and goal from the 5-yard line.
The Falcons, clock stops there, but they've done a good job of milking some time off of that clock. It's now 3:41 to go here in the second quarter. Falcons huddling up here. And Vanderwall is going to go under center with Hall and Jackson in the backfield. Lined up in the split backs. He sends Marengo in motion. He'll snap the ball. It's a bootleg. And he's got Jack O'Hearn, but the ball slips through his hands. He drops it. That's huge.
Great pass there by Vanderwall rolling to his right. Jack O'Hearn's got to come up with that ball. It'll go down as a drop. And what could have been a touchdown instead is 3rd and 5 now for the Falcons. Desperately needing 6 points here to get back in the game.
Well, this is certainly 4-down territory, Alex. I don't think a field goal does you much good. That puts you within 10, but the way this Eagles offense has showed they can score doesn't do much good. Vanderwall in the shotgun. Armand Ewing to his left. O'Hearn just dropped that touchdown pass. Is down to the bottom of the screen at your right. And they just weren't on the same page there.
Yeah, Jack O'Hearn and Tyler Vanderwall not on the same page. It was unclear whether the ball was intended for tight end Spencer Webb or O'Hearn. Casey, here comes the field goal unit trying to get within 10 points. And I know you said you didn't like the call here, but looking at it from a different angle, maybe it shows the defense that you do have trust in them. You do have trust for them to get a stop.
And the Falcons will receive the second half kickoff as well. I imagine that must be playing into this decision as well. Caden Laffin, he is 4 for 7 on field goals so far this season. This one a chip shot, and it's up and no good. And the Falcons drive all the way down to the Vista Lago 6-yard line, come up with nothing.
That is a definite blow for the offense, as the usual reliable Caden Laffin cannot get it through the uprights. Seems like the snap was a little bit low, but Stewart did a good job of handling it. Got it down maybe a little bit late, but Caden really wish he had that one back.
And now the defense certainly going to be frustrated. They've done their job. They've stopped this Vista Del Lago offense. They haven't broken in this second quarter, but their offense just isn't returning any favors.
And, you know, Casey, that all comes down to the drop pass by Jack O'Hearn on, I think it was 2nd and goal. That was a real opportunity there for the Falcons to capitalize. He was unable to catch it. And instead of 6 points on the board, the Falcons get nothing.
Other notable thing is that the Falcons missed a field goal inside the 20, which means the ball is returned to the 20. If they've gone for it on 4th down and not converted, they would at least receive the ball at where they'd failed to make it. So the ball would have been back at the 6, but instead it's at the 20. And now Vista is out to about the 24-yard line.
Decent coverage there by the Christian Brothers defense on the first play of this Vista Del Lago drive. Schaefer's been limited tonight after, driving the ball down the field. He does have 2 interceptions on the night, very uncharacteristic of him. But overall, he's been very solid tonight, able to drive the ball down the field.
Well, Armand Ewing read that all the way, dove in there to make the play, gain of maybe 1. It's another 3rd down, 2:50 to go in the second quarter. Could be another big stop for the Falcons.
Yeah, big opportunity here for the Falcons. The defense was not thriving on these big opportunities to make the Eagles punt early on in the game, mostly in the first quarter. About a couple plays now in the second quarter that have been a little bit more clutch, Casey, and I think this is another chance for them really to prove that they came to play tonight.
Well, Brent Schaefer is testing that here. And that was a good play by Jamari Jackson, forcing the incompletion, and the Falcons are going to get the ball back with 2:20 to go in the second quarter.
Big play by the Christian Brothers defense and Jamari Jackson right there. Be interesting to see. Yes, the punt unit will come on. Schaefer not happy whatsoever. So nice job by the Christian Brothers defense to pick up the offense after they were unable to score. And Casey, these defensive stops that are not resulting in offensive touchdowns, it's got to be frustrating. They've been putting together some good drives, just unable to finish.
We can only hope that the momentum the defense is building will transition to that offense. Tyler Vanderwall and the crew really need to put up some points quickly. Jack O'Hearn deep the return. Fair catch called for at the 45. Jack O'Hearn, a player, made a mistake on that last drive. Made a mistake on defense earlier in the game. He's a great player, Alex. He needs just to get those decisions that he made, the mistakes, block him out, just keep playing his game.
And with 2:14 left here in the first half, ball at the 45-yard line. Plenty of time for the Falcons. Put some sort of a drive together. Get the ball in the end zone. And, again, get the ball back at the start of the second half. A real opportunity to either tie or take the lead. But, again, they got to score right now.
But with Caden Laffin usually reliant, missing that field goal on that last drive, does that change the mentality where you're not selling for 3 anymore, you're just going all out for 6? Vanderbilt's going to drop back here. He's got no real options. He's going to scramble. Webb kind of flipped out. He's going to try to get to the ball, and does. That's a big pickup. He's going to be out of bounds close to the 35-yard line to Vista. And here we go, marching again.
Well, great job there by Vanderwall scrambling. He had Webb wide open most of the time. At first, I could see it from up here. At first, I thought he missed him. Great job by Vanderwall to catch sight of Webb at the last second before he runs out of bounds. Nice pickup by the quarterback and the tight end.
Falcons moving the chains just over 2 minutes ago in the first half of play. It's 32-19. The Falcons trail by 13 points. After that explosive first quarter, no one has scored here in the second. Vanderwall throwing. He's got Pat Barnes. Pat Barnes makes an over-the-shoulder catch. Brought down at the 5-yard line.
What a big play by Patrick Barnes on the catch. Inside the 5-yard line, but Casey, let's not get too excited. We were here before last possession, too, right at the 5-yard line, unable to convert. Let's hope the Falcons are able to put it into the end zone this time.
Yeah, a couple completions and a failed run play, capped off by that missed field goal in the play prior, a drop touchdown pass. Hoping for better success here. 2:01 remaining in the first half of play. Falcons need a touchdown. They can't settle for 3 this time. They can't settle for nothing for that matter. Vanderwall under center. Armand and Jamari in the backfield. The give is to Armand, and he is stuffed at the line of scrimmage.
Nothing going there for Ewing. Does get back to the line of scrimmage, sets up a 2nd and 5. And it seems like the Falcons' offense is glued to this Vista del Lago 5-yard line, Casey. They cannot get away from it.
Yeah, seemingly the force field is just blocking them out. They need to get something in there psychologically that they can do this. They can score that ball. They're huddling up here. Got to get that right play call.
Positive side of that last run is it does keep the clock moving. You don't want to give Vista too much time left on the clock before halftime. Clock under 1:30 left.
This time it's going to be a pitch to Jackson. He's around the corner, and he's into the end zone for a Falcons touchdown. That's what I'm talking about, Alex.
What a play there by Action Jackson on the flip from Vanderwall. Falcons get back on the board after they fail on their last possession. 6 more points on the board makes it a 32-25 game.
Well, this just got a whole lot more interesting, Alex. The Falcons are going to start with the ball in the second half. Could be down 5 points. They got to convert here on that 2-point conversion, though.
Yeah, absolutely, Casey. They seem to have abandoned the kicking game as of right now after Laffin's missed field goal attempt. So the Falcons will elect to go for 2. And the plus side here, Casey, is that even if you fail, you're still only down by 7 points. And a touchdown and a PAT away from tying it.
Well, the lineup in the I formation for this 2-point conversion attempt. Matt Marenko in motion to the right. It's a fake. Vanderwall's got nothing. Falcons and Jage are going 3-0 on 2-point conversions, and that's exactly what's going to happen. It's 32-25, 1:18 to go in the first half. And we're going to take a quick break and be back for the kickoff. Caden Lafton set the boot it away. Booming kick, but it looks like it's going to be returnable. Hall fields it at the 4-yard line. And he escapes a would-be tackler, scurries out of bounds at about the 25-yard line.
So the Eagles will have 1 minute and 11 seconds to try to put some more points on the board. And for the Falcon defense, it's all about containing this Eagles offense. They've done a very good job so far in the second quarter. But maybe the biggest possession of the night here is if you hold them, you get the ball back to start the second half.
Yeah, that shutdown possession, that shutdown inning. That's what they need here. Because that great work by the offense to finally put some points up on the board in this second quarter all goes for naught if the Eagles are able to tack on a late touchdown here. Schaefer alone in the backfield. Some confusion early. Falcons secondary, but they get a break. False start.
Yeah, a little bit of a miscommunication there by Chris Milton and Matthew DeSimone on the coverage. little bit of a lucky break there for the Falcons defense as its false start on Vista sets up a 1st and 15 from their own 20-yard line.
Schaefer and this Eagles offense have certainly faltered in this second quarter. But we have a long game to go. They're certainly not done yet. He's alone in the backfield in the shotgun. He's got 5 receivers spread out wide. Short pass and good tackle there by Tyler Green. Inbound, so the clock won't stop. It's going to be second about 10.
Nice player there by Tyler Green. Another open field tackle. Sets up about a 2nd and 9. And the clock does continue to wind now under 45 seconds. So nice open field tackle keeps the ball in play.
And it's going to be a handoff, and that catches the Falcons off guard. It's going to be Norris up the middle to about the 40-yard line. Interesting to see if Vista will call a timeout here. The clock will stop momentarily, of course, to move the chains.
Looks like Vista will elect to keep playing, so the clock continues to wind now under 35 seconds. Time not on Vista's side.
Well, how big was that? The Eagles converted, but then Jack O'Hearn, how about that? He makes up for that play with an interception.
What a big play on defense. 3rd pick of the night for Schaefer. He has doubled his interception total on the season. 6 total now for Schaefer, 3 entering the game. 28 seconds left for the Falcons to try to make something happen before halftime.
Falcons getting that ball back. Not much time to work with here, Alex. Does Coach Carmazzi just take a knee, head into the locker room? You're going to get that ball to start the second half, or does he just go for something quick here?
You know, Casey, I was thinking the same thing there. It's going to have to be a very long drive. They're throwing 35-yard line. Might just consider handing the ball off here with no timeouts left. 28 seconds left on the clock. Again, you do get the ball to start the second half, and you don't want to risk any dramatic play that goes against them.
I'm sure this first play will set the tone for the drive. Vanderwall escapes pressure. He has no one really open. He's going to scramble. Picks up what should be enough for a first down. Clock's going to stop because he got out of bounds. Now the ball's near midfield. 20 seconds to play here in the first half. Now, what do they do here?
Well, Casey, you said the first play would dictate the rest of the drive. Vanderwall able to scramble, gets the first down. 20 seconds left on the clock. You know, you could go up the sideline, hope for a catch, and quickly get out of bounds, and then take a couple shots at the end zone. I think that's a real opportunity here for the Falcons.
I have seen this Falcons team run a 2-minute drill in practice. They did do fairly well at that, but here's a real game situation. Stakes a lot higher. Vanderwall in the shotgun. All day to throw. Steps up. It's a deep ball. And
penalty flag on the field. That's going to be defensive pass interference.
Great play there by Spencer Webb. Outmuscling his corner. Forced a flag on the play. It's going to be huge for the Falcons as they'll pick up 15 free yards. And with 12 seconds here, they're edging closer to that end zone.
Issue with that play, Casey, was that it took off 8 seconds on the clock. 8 very valuable seconds. Took a little bit of time to develop. They do get the flag on the play, but only 12 seconds left to go in this opening half. A half that has been the longest half we've had all season, and not really by any I mean, it's not even close.
Yeah, that first quarter was longer than some of these games, Alex. It was just absolutely remarkable. 51 points scored. Only been 6 scored here in the second quarter. Falcons will hope to change that. They got the ball at the 37-yard line. 12 seconds to play here. Trips right. They bring pressure. Vanderwall, he's scrambling. He avoids it. 6 seconds on the clock. He throws it. And Jackson drops it. But you know what, Alex?
That's better that he dropped it, Casey, because he would not be able to get out of bounds. Clock would have run out. Instead, there's 3 seconds left on the clock. So, Action Jackson upset with himself, but probably better for the Falcons overall.
He did have a little bit of room to work with, but it looked like he was going to be swallowed up before he could get out of bounds or at least reach the end zone. So 3 seconds left here. This will be the end of the first half, or rather the last play before the end of the first half, unless there's any penalties to speak of.
Yeah, Casey, I think you got to, throw it up there. Try to get enough pocket protection. Try to scramble a little bit. Throw it up into the end zone. If you got to take the sack, take the sack. It's not the end of the world. You get the ball. But you got to take a shot at the end zone here. Again, try to draw that flag or catch it altogether and get more 6 points on the board.
Well, Vista del Lago taking their final time out of the half. Smart decision. You got it. just refocus your troops, and obviously gives the Falcons the opportunity to do so on their side.
And, the mindset for the Falcons offensively on this next play, if you don't convert here, if you don't get that flag, if you don't get that touchdown, it's not the end of the world. You have fought your way back, and you are back in this ball game, getting the ball to start the second half. This drive should not dictate the rest of the game. There's only positives to be taken away from this drive, no negatives.
Especially taking positives out of the second quarter, Alex. The defense dominated in that first quarter, no question, but they shut out Brent Schaefer in the second quarter and picked him off twice, something that almost no team besides Oak Ridge High School in week 1 was able to do, and that's one of the best teams in NorCal.
Yeah, absolutely, Casey. Great job by the Christian Brothers defense. We were talking about their great struggles in the first quarter, allowing 32 points. And now in the second quarter, it's like a completely different team. They're playing inspired football right now, and it shows on the scoreboard.
Yeah. Right now, Vanderwall has unofficially just over 300 yards. And he's got a half to go, but he's closing in on Braden Burke's Christian Brothers High School record of 442, which was in this Vista Christian Brothers game last season. For right now, though, there's 3 seconds left in the first half. He's got some blockers. They're going to air it out deep. It's into the end zone. And Matt Marengo caught it! Matt Marengo caught it! It's a touchdown for the Falcons!
Casey, I don't believe it. Vanderwall threw it up. Marengo brought it down. This is a 1-point ball game.
Alex, do you believe in miracles?
I think I might have just saw one.
A Hail Mary, and the prayer was answered. Falcons have a chance here to tie the game at least. Caden Laffin will come on. They're going to settle for the tie. They said, screw it with those 2-point conversions. We've had enough of failing on those.
And have a day, Matt Marengo. Have a half, Matt Marengo. He's put up numbers that people will be glad to get in 5 games, Casey. This is unbelievable. What a first half for Matthew Marengo as he hustles off the field here for the extra point.
Again, unofficially, but Matt Marengo unofficially has over 200 yards in this half, Alex. Incredible stuff. And 2 touchdowns.
And 2 touchdowns, Casey. Don't forget about those 2 touchdowns. Could have been 3 touchdowns because he was stopped on the 1-yard line. Casey, I can't believe I'm saying this. We have a tie ball game to end the first half. If I had said that at the beginning of the second quarter, you would have said I was crazy.
Hey, Alex, you still might be crazy. This game is crazy. I mean, we're all on the edge of our seats waiting for this game to get back. Second half action. And I just got to mention that play, that Hail Mary, last play of that first half, reminiscent of something that happened here 3 years ago when Vista del Lago threw a Hail Mary at the end of regulation to break Christian Brothers' hearts and win the league title.
Absolutely, Casey. What an incredible first half, and it shows the second half is going to be even better. You know it will be. But, Casey, I need to break my throat sore. Let's send it down to the third member of our team, Dominic Hinton, who's on the field with volleyball and tennis players.
Thanks, guys. I'm Dominic Hinton here on the sideline with 3 of our wonderful senior volleyball players, Emma Bowman and Aaron Schneid. Now, guys, you guys were undefeated in league. Took the league championship home. Now, what does that mean to you? You guys won the last 2 games in the playoffs. What does that mean to you guys?
It's really meant a lot. Last week we've had some of our best volleyball all week, and we're really just looking forward to using this momentum and taking it forward with us.
Very good, very good. Well, you guys have 2 games left. Colony on Tuesday. You win that one, you're right in the section championship. You're about to hoist the second banner for the 2 years in a row. What are your guys' thoughts preparing going into this game?
We've been preparing all season for this moment, and so we're really excited to actually be here and be playing in the games. I think our game plan has pretty much been the same all year. Just play our style of volleyball, not depend on what the other side of the court looks like, and usually that shows up pretty good for us. So.
Now, it's not over after session. What are your plans?
We're going to state, baby!
Thanks, guys. You guys are wonderful. I wish you the best of luck on the rest of the season heading into next week. All right, let's head to the half, and we'll see you at the start of the third quarter.
Thanks, guys.
We're on. Welcome back, Falcon Faithful. Once more, I am Dominic Hinton. Right here at the end of halftime, I'm down on field with two senior tennis stars, Remy and Julia Ronaldo. Hey guys, you guys just finished up section. Tell me a little bit how the season went.
The season was awesome. We really bonded together. We had a lot of new players and a lot of returning players, but we had a really successful and fun season. Yeah, it was our first time with our new coach. His name was Sean Marr, and he was a very hands-on coach, which was very different for us as players. We fought him in the beginning, but in the end, we really all worked well together.
Very nice. Now, unfortunately, this team you guys didn't make it to section, but individually, you guys what your section was like.
So we made it to sections for doubles, and Remy and I did, and it was awesome. It was definitely like a surprise because we've never made it that far. But we played really hard, and we fought. Like we were kind of just like, let's just have fun. So we just went for it.
Wrap it up.
We won our first one, but sadly we lost our second one to the number 1 seed. We really tried our best, and it was great to go out with my doubles partner of 3 years.
All right, congratulations, guys, on a wonderful high school career.
Thank you.
All right, now let's send it back up to Alex and Casey. Back to you.
And we're back. Second half action between Vista, Lago, and Christian Brothers. Vista's going to get us underway. It's another booming kick. It's not going to be returned, but returning to the field is that red-hot Christian Brothers offense.
Casey, what a first half this was. Saw Vista go up. Looked like the game could get out of hand at one point. Missed field goal, I think, really sparked the Christian Brothers defense. That was a big play. Kick was blocked. Christian Brothers come back, and we're tied at 32.
And read me some of those numbers, Alex. They put up some big numbers in that first half the Christian Brothers offense did.
Tyler Vanderwall is 14 of 25 for 342 yards and 3 touchdowns. Quarterbacks dream of those kind of numbers for an entire game. Jamari Jackson, big catch for 45 yards. He's got 2 receptions for 45 yards and a touchdown. And, of course, Marengo, the big 194 yards and 2 touchdowns.
And there's Spencer Webb getting it done early in this second half. It's a pickup of about 10. See if they move the sticks. They might mark it at 9. But nevertheless, good way for the Falcons to start this second half.
That'll bring Webb's total for the evening. 3 catches, 39 yards. But, we're talking about receiving. We got to talk about senior Matt Marengo just firing on all cylinders.
And he's verging towards breaking the Christian Brothers all-time record for reception yards in a game, which Malcolm Anderson actually set last year in this matchup with 257 yards. Now Vanderwall's under center. The give's going to go to Armand, and not much doing. They did end up giving a first down for Webb on his last reception, but now it's going to be second about 9.
Might have been a little bit unfortunate there, Casey, that they did give the first down to Webb if it was 2nd and 1 or 2nd of inches, sets up a first down for the Falcons. Instead, it's 2nd and 9.
So the Falcons, they had a mix of good and bad results with that run game in the first half. First time we've seen it deployed here with 10:55 to go in the third quarter. For now, it's 2nd and 9. Vanderwall in the shotgun. Armand to his right. And just that was a broken play there, Alex.
Yeah, probably should have given the ball off to Armand in hindsight there. Vanderwall fakes a handoff, keeps himself. Pressure coming down from all angles. And Vanderwall trying to shake off a big hit there. Sets up a 3rd and long.
And that was something this Christian Brothers offense did very well in the first half. Vanderwall was pressured at times, but he, more often than not, had enough time to throw, find receivers, let him get open. But if he gets pressured like that the rest of this game, it's going to be difficult for the offense to get anything going.
So after an inspired offensive play to end the first half, Christian Brothers has their backs against the wall here on 3rd down.
Vanderwall dropping back to pass, a little bit of pressure. He's got Jackson trying to make a man miss. He's around the outside and looked like he was just about to sprint forward and nothing but green turf in front of him. And that is not a very favorable spot. Matt Marengo questioning the official on the far side. It's going to be 4th down. Christian Monta is still on the sidelines here for Christian Brothers.
Interesting call here early in the second half. It's going to be a 2nd and 2 for the Falcons, and the offense stays on the field. Spoke too soon, Casey. Here comes the punt team. Vanderwall does not like the decision there. Casey, I think this is the right call.
Yeah, I think Vanderwall and the rest of that Falcons offense, they believe that was a poor spot by the official where Jackson made it, and they wanted to get that 4th down. Push the ball forward, keep moving the chains, but nevertheless, here comes Christian Montanez on the punt. And it's a good snap. Should have plenty of time It's got good hang time on it. Brendan Hall's going to field it and try to return at the 35. Not much going, but they're going to get favorable field position.
Good punt coverage there by Matthew DeSimone. And the Vista del Lago Eagles will start their first drive of the second half at their own 39-yard line.
Well, this Vista del Lago offense certainly cooled down, Alex. 32 points in that just explosive first quarter effort. Then they were shut out in the second quarter.
Yeah, an inspired Christian Brothers defense held them scoreless. We talked about that field goal block where they might have been more wise to go for it on 4th and 5 from the 10-yard line. So Christian Brothers got a little lucky there, paid off in the end.
And Schaefer likes to keep the ball to himself. Connor Capel could have wrapped him up in the backwood for a loss. Instead, he's going to push forward to the 45-yard line for a pickup of 6.
Yeah, Connor had a chance to wrap him up in the backfield, couldn't quite bring him down. And it's Schaefer who's able to dance away for a pickup of 6.
9:30 remaining in this third quarter of play. We've got a tie game on our hands. Vista nearing midfield. Whistle before the snap. Official calls for a timeout. Not quite sure what they're discussing. Looks like it was that's Joe McCarley there. One of his snaps was unbuckled. And we're back to resume play. Schaefer in the backfield, joined by his running back. He fakes it, and he's going to scamper on outside, cross midfield, and pick up that first down.
Another run play by Schaefer. He's been picked off 3 times tonight, Casey. You think his coach is, not really relying on his passing game as much?
I think they're trying to sell this CB defense on the run, make them respect it, most notably the zone read. And I think he's probably hoping that opens up the passing lanes that CB's been able to pounce on, especially in that last quarter. And this play is going to go up the middle to Norris, and nothing doing. It's going to be 2nd and 10 here at midfield.
Well, Casey, it was an interesting first half for Schaefer, to say the least, because at times he was absolutely unstoppable, driving the ball down the field, pass after pass to open Eagle receivers. And at times he looked pretty bad, throwing 3 interceptions. So we'll see if his inconsistent play continues.
But they're going to give the ball to Norris again, and again, not much going. Matt DeSimone and Armand Ewing in there on the tackle. Territory, but it's 3rd and 8 here.
Nice play there by Matthew DeSimone and Armand Ewing combining on the tackle. Christian Brothers defense trying to get pumped up here on this big 3rd and 8.
Now, is this 4-down territory for the Eagles?
I think it really depends on how much they gain on 3rd down here, Casey. If it's 4th and 8, I think you got to punt, but if it's more like 4th and 4 or anything below that, they got to go for it.
And Schaefer's going to keep it himself again. And fumble on the play! He's able to dive back on it, but it's going to be now 4th and about 10. Now, how huge could that have been?
Yeah, interesting, Casey, because it looked like Schaefer might have gained enough for the Eagles to go for it on 4th down. Probably would have been about 4th and 5, 4th and 4. Instead, here comes the punt unit, and on 4th and 9, the Falcons able to force a punt.
That was a great play there by, it looked like it was Armand Ewing, able to strip Schaefer as he's running past him. Now Vista on to punt again when it seemed like that was something unfathomable. A Vista punt. Nevertheless, as usual, Jack O'Hearn, sophomore Tyler Green back to return this punt with 7:15 to go in the third quarter. Falcons come after it, get fairly close. Tyler Green waves for the fair catch, fields it at just past the 20. Falcons ball.
Nice job there by Tyler Green securing the punt. Falcons will start their own 22-yard line. So first 2 drives of the night both result in punts as both teams swap field position. And here comes Vanderwall and the offense out for their second drive of the third quarter. And already time winded off the clock. It's 7 minutes and 9 seconds. This third quarter is already going so much quicker than the first half, Casey. A lot of that has to do with keeping the ball on the ground.
Yeah, Christian Brothers and Vista both adding the run game to their arsenal. Very pass-heavy in that first half. Hoping the run game could open up their opposing defense. It's going to be a play action here. Vanderwall's going to air it out deep. He has Marengo. And Marengo, have yourself a day. He catches the ball, nearly fumbled it, but he's brought down at the 35-yard line.
Casey, it looked like he did fumble it, or at least drop it a little bit, but he took 4 or 5 steps, so no question it was a completion. Another big pass to Marengo. That'll put him well over 200 yards on the night.
And he's edging closer and closer to Malcolm's receiving yards record, Alex, at 272 yards. We don't have the official number yet, But at the end of the quarter, we'll try to work some way to get that. And now first down for the Falcons in Eagle territory. 6:51 to go in the third.
Seems to be about a 47-yard gain there for Marengo. So that'll put him at about 240, 242 on the night, I think, if my math corrects, Casey, which obviously it could not be.
Oh, Miss Holmes has touched you well, Alex. Don't sell yourself short. But here's Jamari Jackson up for about a gain of 5. And if your calculations are correct, Alex, then Malcolm Anderson's receiving yards in a game record at 257 is well within reach.
Yeah, absolutely. Still early in this third quarter, Marengo already nearing the all-time Christian Brothers record. What an accomplishment that would be for the senior.
And ironically enough, Malcolm Anderson set the record in last year's game against Vista, which was played, of course, on that blue turf up at Folsom High School. But right now, it's all about this Falcons offense of the present, not the past. Vanderwall in the shotgun. Stall to his right, mostly as a blocker. He's got Jackson around. He's going to pick up a first down and more. 20, 15, 10. And he's just wrapped up inside the 10-yard line, but not before he picks up a big chunk of yardage.
Looked like he might be a little slow to get up, and then he pops up and runs back. He's got to get his shoulder pad fixed. I was a little bit concerned there. It looked like he might have got hurt, but he pops right back up. Good sign for Falcon fans.
Good to see Axon Jackson up and at him. It's first and goal from the 8-yard line for the Falcons. 5:49 here in the third quarter. This one's certainly gone by a lot faster than the first period of play.
How big would it be here for the Falcons to take the lead for the first time since they went up 7-0 early in the first quarter after the first interception?
Well, it'd certainly be huge, in the way their defense is playing could really change the tide of this game. There's a pitch around the outside to Jackson. It's going to work and get him inside the 5. Spot's going to be the 2-yard line. Now second and goal, Armand Ewing checks back in.
I was about to call Armand Ewing's name, and, you know, in a situation like this, it's going to be marked at the 3-yard line. Casey, you think you just give it to him and hope he pounds it into the end zone?
Armand Ewing does have that one rushing touchdown from a play call similar to that, Alex, but we've also seen him effective in the play action when he rolls out. So it'll be interesting to see what Coach Carmazzi cooks up here. They line up in the I. Vanderwall under center. He's going to use Armand as a blocker. The pitch goes to Stahl. He's around the outside, and he's into the end zone. Christian Brothers takes the lead.
Unbelievable, Casey. If you said that Christian Brothers would be taking the lead about halfway through the third quarter, the start of the second quarter, I would have thought you were crazy. Unbelievable for the Falcons. What a comeback. And they are now somehow ahead of the Eagles, 38-32. And here comes Caden laughing.
Falcons certainly changed the game on its head, Alex. And now it looks like Coach Carmazzi's elected just to go for extra points now in this half.
Yeah, I think that's the right call, because they have had absolutely no success thus far with 2-point conversions. And instead of playing Vista's game, let's play. Oh, it's a fake.
They toss it off the web in the end zone, and he's got it.
Well, I was about to say, let's not play Vista's game. Instead, they play Vista's game, and it pays off. 2 more points for the Falcons.
And now the Falcons are up 8, 40-32, with 5:36 remaining in the third quarter. We'll take a quick break from all this excitement. And here comes Caden Laffin in the special teams unit onto the field. Falcons now hold an 8-point advantage over the visiting Eagles, 40-32. Kick is deep but returnable. Hall's going to field it at about the 5-yard line. No big returns yet, but he breaks this one free. And he's going to be marked at the 26-yard line.
Eagles in a state of absolute shock, Casey. After 32 points in the first quarter, nothing since. Falcons defense playing great football, and Eagles fans are quiet over there on the opposing bleachers.
Yeah, decent turnout for the Folsom High School, or the school in Folsom, rather. We don't want to confuse them with their Bulldog rivals. But the Falcons have put up 21 unanswered points. An incredible feat. They're holding that 8-point advantage here with 5:32 to go in the third quarter. First down for Schaefer in the Eagles. They're spreading it out, going back to the air. And that's picked off by Jamari Jackson. He's got one man to beat. He's into the end zone. That's another 6 points for the Falcons.
Casey, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. 27 unanswered points. Pick 6, Jamari Jackson. And Casey, this game is somehow getting out of reach for the Falcons.
This is incredible, Alex. An absolute turnaround. I don't quite believe it. Somebody pinch me. Ouch, Alex. Why'd you pinch me?
27 unanswered points for the Falcons. They were down 32-19, and now they lead 46-32 with 5:25 left to go in this third quarter. And now the offense is back on the field, and they're going to keep playing Eagle football and go for 2.
Well, how about this? Brent Schaefer enters the game with just 3 interceptions all year long, and he's thrown 4 through 2.5 quarters.
Unbelievable, Casey. Absolutely unbelievable. Christian Brothers takes a timeout to discuss the play. It'll be interesting to see whether they still elect to go for 2 or settle for the extra point.
Caden Laffin still separate from the huddle, which contains Coach Carmazzi and the rest of the offense. He was on the play, but on the field for that last 2-point conversion, but as more of a decoy.
Very nice throw by Tyler Stewart to tight end Spencer Webb on that last 2-point conversion. That's the third time that Jamari Jackson has found the end zone tonight. He's caught a pass, he's had a rush, and now a pick 6. Just an average day for a man named Jamari Jackson.
That is his 3rd interception of the season. And, of course, we'd be remiss to note that Jamari Jackson hasn't had the stellar season he had last year, but he's been just as effective as a leader of this team. He's been able to carry them through thick and thin. Big part of what helped them resurge in that midseason after those 2 tough, difficult losses. And now here they are with a 14-point advantage over Vista Lago, looking to add more. It's Vanderwall and Armand Ewing in the shotgun. He sends Stahl in motion. Tripped up and nothing doing there.
Well, the 2-point conversion is no good. Either way, it is a 14-point lead for the Falcons. And the Eagles desperately trying to get something going offensively. As very suddenly, their offense has gone away.
The Eagles have failed to put points on the board since that 75-yard hookup from Schaefer to Brendan Hall with 1:40 remaining in the first quarter, Alex. They've just gone cold.
And it's not, I mean, yes, they've gone cold, but the CB defense has got hot too, Casey. You cannot give enough credit to this team who was down, who was beaten, who had just given up 32 points in a quarter, and to bounce back the way they did, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, incredible resiliency shown by that defense. Of course, they got a great defensive coordinator and Coach Boylan. Really inspires the kids.
And, Casey, it's all about adjustments, too, that Coach Boylan must have made, because in the first quarter, the wide receivers for the Eagles, they were just wide open all the time. It was easy picking for Schaefer. And Coach Boylan made an adjustment. Defense is paying off.
Caden Laffin kicking off yet again. Hall returning this one yet again. And this time he's got a block, and that's his most successful return of the night. Looks like he's crossing the 30-yard line on that one.
Christian Brothers defense now has a lead to work with. Let's see if they can hold it here as Schaefer comes out after his 4th interception of the night fell into the hands of Jamari Jackson, who took it to the house.
And now on 3 of his last 4 drive outs, he's thrown an interception. The last one to end that first half, and then the first one to open the second half.
And this was the guy, Casey, who was able to find his target so consistently in the first quarter without fail.
They'll keep it on the ground with Norris here, trying to take that pressure off Schaefer. Minimal pickup would be second down.
There's a late flag that comes flying after the play. Referee is pointing towards Vista del Lago. Be interesting to see the call. Christopher thinks it's against Vista, and it is indeed. So free yards for the Falcon defense.
Now, Christian Murray is benefiting from the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. Not sure who that one was on, but whoever it was for Vista del Lago, he gets another one. He's out of here. And, of course, the Falcons did have one unsportsmanlike penalty in the first quarter. But you know that's just a frustration penalty right there, Alex.
So it'll be 1st and 20 now for the Eagles offense. And Casey, you know, in a game like this, Schaefer still has to pass the ball. He still has to keep taking shots downfield.
And he's taking a shot down the field. This time it's a bit shorter, but he's wrapped up immediately by Brian Lucas.
What a game Brian Lucas has had tonight. He had the interception, number of great tackles, got burned once on the touchdown pass. Other than that, he's been absolutely stellar.
Another player that's just rebounded after a couple of mistakes. We mentioned Jack O'Hearn had that drop. Came up with a huge interception at the end of the first half. And Schaefer dropping back again. He's got some pressure. He's throwing deep. And good play there by Brian Lucas yet again.
Great play by Brian Lucas there. Casey, that'll actually set up 4th down as the penalty came after the run. So it was 2nd and long, not 1st and long. And then we had the quick pass out wide. It was caught for a loss of yards. So this sets up 4th and forever now after the incomplete pass. Great coverage by Brian Lucas. Here comes the punt unit again for the Eagles. Still nothing going offensively for them.
The demise of this Eagle offense, we've mentioned it continuously throughout these last quarter and a half, Alex, but it's just incredible. A team that had just like whatever they wanted against the Falcon defense, now just struggling for yards. That's a dangerous punt. Chris Milton was blocking downfield, had his back turned, but takes a Falcon hop, and they're getting good field position.
Another late flag flies on the field case. He didn't see what it was, but penalty like that after the play, it's probably another personal foul.
I did see Matt DeSimone. Looked like he was getting to a little bit jawing back and forth. Hopefully not on the Falcons. That would take away some stellar field position. And it's going against Vista Del Lago. And things going from bad to worse for the Eagles.
Well, Casey, sometimes, it's better to be lucky and good. Falcons might have caught a break there, so it'll be 15 yards more into Vista Del Lago territory. Great field position for the Falcons, and they got a chance to make this a 3-possession game.
And surely if they if they make it a 3rd possession game, Alex, that's just going to be totally demoralizing to the Eagles, who just failed to score for so long that it would just seem almost impossible to them to come back.
Well, Casey, this is a game of momentum, and right now the Falcons have all the momentum on offense and defense. And honestly, Casey, I think especially defense. Their defense is playing inspired football.
And no doubt the inspiration has made its way to the offense. Jamari Jackson takes his pitch. It's going to be a minimal game, but positive yards.
I know, Casey, that keeps the clock rolling. We're only in the 3rd quarter, but when you have a 2-possession lead like that, you don't need to be taking risks and taking shot downfield. And with a chance for either a tip or an interception of some kind, keeping the ball on the ground to start off this drive.
Falcons, they were a little bit more up-tempo, trying to match that Vista intensity in the first half. Here in the second half, they've been more huddle up. And, of course, sometimes when they've gone to this format, we've seen an increase in delay of game penalties. Hopefully that doesn't happen here.
They're playing their game, Casey. They really are. A good ratio of pass to run here in the second half.
I formation again for Vanderwall. This time it's play action. He's got O'Hearn deep. Oh, he's got Webb deep. And Webb catches it through the hands of the Vista defender. It's another touchdown.
Unbelievable, Casey. Absolutely unbelievable. I said it before. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. Falcons just got lucky there. Could have been a pick. Instead, it's a Tyler Webb touchdown. And now it is a 3-score game.
And that you just know things are breaking your way when something like that happens, Alex. Falcons have opened this game up. They're up 20 points over the Vista Del Lago Eagles with 3:27 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Absolutely incredible.
From 13 down, looking like the Eagles were going to score again. And now, later in the game, 20 points up. An absolute turnaround. This is a different Falcons team that was playing in the 1st quarter.
And believe it or not, Christian Mertz is going to attempt an extra point.
Flinching up front.
Now, Vista Del Lago did attempt to draw the Falcons offside, or rather to false start, but they're going to rule it false start anyway. See if that changes the plans.
Looks like they're going to stick with Laughlin here, try to make this a 21-point game.
Stewart the holder as usual. 3:27 here in the 3rd quarter. Falcons up 52-32, looking to add. Low snap, but Caden gets it up. It's got the height, and it's good. 21-point lead for the Falcons.
So Laughlin bounces back, makes it a 21-point lead for the Falcons. He has a couple of words for the Eagles as he runs off the field. Not sure what that was about. But Laughlin makes it a 21-point lead for the Falcons, who are now comfortably in the lead somehow.
Well, that CB defense got a little bit of a break on that great offensive drive, so we'll take one too. Kid and laughing. I've been saying his name a lot lately. He's on the kickoff again for the Falcons. They added 7 more unanswered points, make that 28 unanswered. And this is deep. Hall's going to field it, and he muffs it, and is going to be out of bounds at the 5-yard line.
Casey, sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. And the Falcons are catching break after break here in the second half, and Vista will have the ball at their own 5-yard line.
And there's no doubt Brandon Hall, great player for this Vista Del Lago team, but he just made a few too many mistakes, and it's hurting the Eagles on offense and defense.
Falcons playing great football on the defensive and offensive side of the ball, and now Eagles have 95 yards to drive if they hope to get a much-needed touchdown here. They need some sort of offensive spark to get back in the play, whether that's a big play downfield or Christian Brothers' defensive penalty, something to get them going.
Schaefer leading out the troops again here in the third quarter. 3:01 remaining in the third period. Referees having some discussion with Christian Brothers' coaching staff.
You know, Casey, there's been some issues with the sideline all night. Multiple sideline penalties. I'm not sure if this is related at all, as the referee is still talking with, appears mostly Coach Boylan right there, the defensive coordinator.
Well, interesting to say the least. But nevertheless, Falcons got a 21-point lead here. 3:21 remaining in the third quarter. Brent Schaefer in the Eagles. He's got Norris in the backfield with him. The give is to Norris, who gives the Eagles some breathing room, pick of about 9 yards.
Much needed breathing room right there. He's very near to the first down. It'll depend on the mark. Looks like they will give it to him. So Norris gains some ground for the Eagles, who are in much need of a long drive.
Another stoppage in play, Alex.
Referee coming to talk to the sideline again. Not sure what that's about, Casey. Got 3:03 left to go in the third quarter. It's the first time there's been any conflict with the sideline in this half, but in the first half there was a couple penalties called.
Looks like he was trying to communicate maybe something to the clock in the PA room. We saw the Christian Brothers coaches signaling up towards the booth. Not 100% sure. I mean, speculation never great, but he gives to Norris again. Picks up another gain brought down by Mitchell Berger.
Appears, Casey, that the Eagles temporarily at least have abandoned the pass game, as of course Schaefer has thrown 4 interceptions thus far. Just complete lack of confidence in their star quarterback.
Well, this time he's going to keep it. And Armand he's not going to be able to come up with a tackle, and he's got room to run before he tripped up and goes out about the 42-yard line. But here comes the Eagles offense.
Well, Casey, you know, that some people might think, well, that was a read option. No, that was a designed run all the way. He had one man to beat the entire time. It was Armand Ewing, was able to get around the corner. Big pickup there for Schaefer on the ground.
Yeah, Armand Ewing guilty of biting on that read option handoff. As a defensive end, you got to stay outside and contain so that quarterback can't scramble. Now he's alone in the backfield. Armand pressuring. Short throw dropped by number 22, Brendan Pugh. He's had a decent game for the Eagles, but can't come up with the goods there.
Had a decent first half, Casey. Really nothing going offensively. That includes Pugh in the second half.
2:38 remaining in the third quarter. Falcons up 53-32. The Eagles, driving for the first time in the second half, picked up their first down in the second half on this drive. Schaefer, shotgun. Fake to Norris. Armand did a good job containing that time, and it forces Schaefer back up the middle.
That's twice Armand has just missed tackles for losses on the last couple plays. Did do a good job, as you said, of containing and letting the help get there in time. Minimal gain on second down. Sets up about a 3rd and 7.
3rd and 7 here. 2:17 remaining in the third quarter. Big third down for this Vista del Lago offense. They need to get something going, and obviously that Christian Bird's defense doesn't want that to happen. They bring some pressure. Schaefer throws, and Matthew DeSimone drops this sure interception.
4th and 7.
Nothing to say to Matt after that one.
Nothing to say, Casey.
Well, we do love Matt DeSimone up here in the booth, but we do know he has a love for dropping passes that should be picked off.
Well, Casey, interesting move here. Here comes the punting unit. And so the Eagles elect to give the ball back to the red-hot Christian Brothers offense. They're at their own 45-yard line, 4th and 7, and I think it's just really a lack of trust in their quarterback.
Brent Schaefer clearly off his game. First quarter, he had everything cooking, but right now it's a grease fire. Good snap. Samoes nearly gets in there. Jack O'Hearn, fair catch, caught at the 29-yard line. Falcons about to head out on offense. 1:58 remaining in the third. And we're going to take a quick break before Tyler Vanderwall and the troops get back on out there. Well, there's been a slight power outage, and by slight, I mean half of Hughes Stadium has just been cast into total darkness.
It's like a light switch went off, Casey, and now we are in complete and utter darkness.
The only lights remaining are in the booth, but if you hear that, the band played on.
People are bringing out their cell phones, trying to shine light on the field to, of course, no prevail. We see the lights from the Vista del Lago crowd across the way, and right now we are in pitch darkness. Casey, needless to say, this football game will not continue for the moment.
Yeah, certainly a delay while they work to get this figured out, and this is rather troubling. You would hope that they can get this quickly resolved. I mean, I've never experienced or even seen something like this, minus that one Super Bowl.
That was different, Casey. That was only a section of the lighting. That Super Bowl, of course, you're referring to the San Francisco 49ers and the Baltimore Ravens that took place a couple of years ago. The, of course, famous battle between the Harbaugh brothers. But this is different, Casey. All the lights are out. It is pitch dark.
You just kind of wonder what that could have possibly been. But nevertheless, as I said, the band play is on. Falcon Force. They're cheering.
The fans love it. The fans love it. I mean, they don't need to see football to have a good time.
I mean, the scoreboard is still on, and that's all they need to see. And it reads 53-32, Falcons over the Eagles. And Alex, I don't want to jinx it, but you know what happens if Christian Bears wins this game.
They are the Capital Athletic League champions, Casey.
Oh, you said it, not me, Alex. You said it, not me.
Interesting thing if we're going to go back to the Super Bowl where the power outage. If we recall, the Ravens were up by quite a lot of points, and after the power outage, it served as kind of a surge for the San Francisco 49ers. Got right back into the game, ultimately lost, but it was very inspiring for them. Let's hope that Vista doesn't follow suit.
Well, surely Christian Brothers won't let this power outage get too much into their heads. Experienced coaching staff, Coach Carmazzi, over 250 wins in his tenure as a head coach. Recently inducted into San Joaquin Section Hall of Fame. I'm sure he knows exactly what to say to his players at this time, although I'm not exactly sure he's experienced power outage like this during one of his football games.
Casey, I'd just like to say it's very fitting that the scoreboard is the only light that remains on, as Christian Brothers has earned that scoreboard being on, put up 53 points against what was a very good Vista defense. Christian Brothers has reached their most total points put up against any team this year. And I wouldn't have guessed it would be against this team.
Yeah, the Falcons have shut out this Vista Lago team for almost 2 whole quarters. That is just incredible.
This was a Vista team that was on pace for triple digits after the first quarter, mind you.
And, well, we're running out of things to say and stall during this lighting outage, so we'll take a break and we'll be back when the lights are on.
Maybe we will.
Friday night. You can come out here and be wherever you want to be. So if DC Mo want to go and get 5 touchdowns, he could do that. If my man Cam want to go and get 40 tackles tonight, he could do that. You can be whoever you want to be on this field. I like that.
Well, in a crazy turn of events, Alex, the lights have gone off, but we were able to speak with Sturgis, who is part of the team here that helps us and allows us to have our events here at Sac City College. And he spoke with someone who informed us that the lights need to cool off for about 10, 5, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
But then they'll be able to cool back. They'll cool down, take another 5, 10 minutes to heat up, and then this game should be underway. But then players might have to warm up.
Yeah, the players have gone back into the locker room now to talk things over. And, well, I mean, the Eagles could use some talking to by their coaches as they've, unable to put anything together offensively. We're under 2 minutes left to go in the third quarter. Still a lot of time left in the game. It's a 21-point advantage for the Falcons right now. But this could be a blessing in disguise for the Eagles.
Yeah, they really could take this as an opportunity to regroup and gain some new momentum. But anyway, we're just going to be waiting this one out, and we'll try to find some things to keep you guys entertained. So stay tuned. We'll do our best.
What's up, Falcon faithful? I'm Dominic Hinton down here on the sideline. We apologize for the delay. The lights are coming back on right now, but I'm down here with some of our amazing cheerleaders. Ladies, can you tell me kind of what just happened?
The lights went off. Nobody knows why, but it was pretty awesome.
So you guys are in the middle of training. You guys are here all day. And this is the first time it's ever happened. Very nice, very nice. All right, thanks, guys. Looks like our team is heading back out. I wish you the best of luck.
Thanks,
Yeah.
guys.
All right, back to you guys.
Well, the lights are back on at Hughes Stadium, and the teams are back out onto the field. But what does that stoppage and play mean for this game?
Well, Casey, I think it can do nothing but benefit the Eagles because, honestly, their offense could get no worse. 4 interceptions on the night, nothing going offensively since the first quarter. And I think a little stoppage and play was just what they needed to regroup. They still got a quarter and a bit to try to fight their way back into this game. This game is far from over, Casey.
Falcons cannot let that stoppage and play just let them just take a seat back and relax with this 21-point lead. They need to keep the foot down on the gas pedal. Of course, they just received the ball after a Vista punt before the lights shut out. I'm sure the teams will be warming up for about 5 or 10 more minutes. So we'll take a break, and as soon as they're ready to play, we'll be back live. And here we go, back. Just 1:58 remaining here in the third quarter. Falcons back out on the field. Vanderwall leading the troops. He's under center I formation. And he's got 426 passing yards tonight. This time he's going to hand the ball off on the ground to Jamari Jackson. And our first bit of action in quite some time goes for 1 yard.
Nice job by the technician staff getting this game back up and running. I was a little bit worried there, Casey, that the lights would remain off and this game would end. But nice job getting the lights back up and running. Overall, probably took about half an hour delay. So nice job by the technicians.
Well, the Falcons will certainly hope that power outage is not affecting the momentum of this game, because they certainly have, if not a lot of it. And here's Vanderwall airing out to Webb. Forward momentum, see where they mark him. It's going to be the 36-yard line.
Before that pass, Vanderwall had 426 yards through the air. The record is held by Braden Burke, at 442. So he is getting ever so close to that all-time Christian Brothers high school record, and still with a quarter and a bit left to achieve that goal.
And Matt Marengo also nearing Malcolm Anderson's mention of 257 yards. He's got 239. Vanderwall scrambling around the outside, picks up that first down. Falcons keep the chains moving.
Almost got away there, did Vanderwall. Just had one man to beat, but he was unable to turn the corner completely. It is enough for Christian Brothers' first down, move the chains.
I think that's huge for this Falcons team, Alex, to come out of that break, build some momentum, keep that momentum, pick up a first down, get those chains moving, get back in your rhythm. So here's Vanderwall. He's got Armand to his left in the shotgun formation. 39 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Falcons got a 21-point lead. This time the bubble screens to Jack O'Hearn. And he's wrapped up by a handful of Eagles. Nothing doing on that one.
So Vanderwall will have 433 yards now on the night. So 9 yards shy of tying the record set by Braden Burke last year. Of course, that was in this Vista del Lago game.
Many notable and prestigious matchups during this 3-year rivalry. And it looks like the Falcons are just going to wait this one out and head to the fourth, up 53-32.
Casey, what more could you ask for when you look at starting the second half tied, now you're up by 3 scores? That's truly an incredible feat.
It's absolutely crazy to think that this Vista del Lago team put up 32 points in the first quarter, and they've been held scoreless in the second and third. I can't believe it.
Yeah, Casey, we keep saying it, and it might be overkill, but then again, it might not be, because it is absolutely incredible that a team that looks like they can do no wrong offensively can do no right.
Yeah, a team that averages 45 points, almost 500 yards of total offense is just completely laid an egg here in the second half. And they face a real uphill battle to get anything back from this game. Christian Brothers got that second down at midfield. Still got the ball, and they'll be running the ball, chipping away clock, milking it away.
Christian Brothers' offense needs to keep moving the chains here. 12 minutes is a lot of time, Casey, and as we saw in the first quarter, this Vista del Lago offense, I mean, I guess they are capable of putting up 32 points. They've proven that they are. You know, whether they can find a way to get back to that offense that could do no wrong is yet to be seen, but this game is not over yet, and Christian Brothers cannot take its foot off the gas pedal.
Christian Brothers, besides this game, it only trailed in losses, besides that El Camino victory, which was a Thursday night thriller. Vanderwalt's got Jamari Jackson deep, wide open, and Jamari Jackson's going to catch it, and Jamari Jackson's going to stroll into the end zone. Touchdown, Falcons.
Unbelievable throw there by Vanderwall, and that's what you do right there. When a man's that wide open, you don't lead him. You throw it to him. Vanderwall put it up in the air. Jackson went and got it. Touchdown, Falcons. And you know what, Casey, on that play right there, what a fake by Matt Marengo. He came in ready to catch the ball on the little slant route. Defenders bought it, and Jamari Jackson deep down the field, 4th touchdown of the game.
That bubble screen has been so effective for Christian Brothers, and in this game we've seen it most effective on the fake. That second guy who's able to just sprint through that secondary undetected, wide open. This time Vanderwall found Jackson, 6 points for the Falcons. Here comes Caden Laffin trying to make it 7.
And that's why you see Marengo getting congratulated on the sideline, because really that play was not possible without his fake.
And good snap, good hold. Kick is up and good. Falcons lead this one 60-32. And we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back for the kickoff.
With that 51-yard strike to Jamari Jackson, Tyler Vanderwall is now the all-time leader in passing yards in one game with 483. What a performance by Tyler Vanderwall tonight.
And that was his 4th touchdown pass of the night. The record held by Braden Burke is 6. As we speak, a great play there by the CV special teams unit once again. And Tyler Vanderwall not too far from that record either. 11:47 remaining in the 4th quarter.
Great play by Caden Laffin there on the kick. Got a friendly bounce at about the 5-yard line. So Vista was forced to pick up the ball and letting it bounce out of bounds, which would have resulted in a penalty.
So it's going to be the 10-yard line where Brent Schaefer is trying to rally his Eagles, who just looked defeated. They're staring at a 60-32 deficit. 11:47 here in the 4th quarter. Norris wrapped up at the line of scrimmage. It's going to be 2nd and 10.
Casey can't say it enough. Nothing going offensively for this Vista Del Lago offense. Christian Brothers defense playing like really a defense possessed by some great being that I'm not sure where it's coming from.
Maybe the soul of Clay Matthews divided by 11. And there's a great play there by Armand Ewing. Alex, it's incredible. I'm running out of words to describe the effort this team has put in.
I'm speechless, Casey. I've never seen a football game take such a dramatic turn. Such a dramatic turn. Score's now 60-32. It was 32-19. It was looking like that Vista might pull away from the game, and if not, that it was at least going to be a well-fought battle to the end.
The Falcons have scored 41 unanswered points. And in that time, Vista Del Lago has not scored for over 20 minutes, and they fumble on the play. And they're just shooting themselves in the foot here, Alex. It's going to be 4th down. They're going to be punting from the corner of their own end zone.
By the way, Jamari Jackson over 100 yards receiving now on that last 51-yard play. It's 117 and his 2nd touchdown of the night. Of course, he had the pick 6 and a rushing touchdown, so 4 total touchdowns for Jamari Jackson.
Standing at the end of his own end zones, Vista Del Lago's punter. As an extra
Late
man
substitution
runs on.
there, Casey.
They're just all out of whack, those Vista Del Lago Eagles. Falcons look like they're going to be coming for this punt. Around the outside, don't quite get to it. It's a line drive kick, but it's going to bounce over Checo Hearn's head.
No.
He's got some running to do. Fields it at just past the 50-yard line. And not much going, but it's going to be a horse collar tackle. Tackle on 15 yards for the Falcons, and they're going to start with some great field position yet again.
Casey, you saw it right away. Clear horse collar tackle right in front of the official. You cannot get away with that. So an extra 15 yards will be added, and it takes away what really was a fantastic punt.
And the only negative perhaps for this is that the Falcons won't be able to rack up as much yardage because they're getting close to all those records to break.
That's true. They'll be limited to about 35 yards of offense, it looks like.
I'm sure those Falcons players, though, they play as a real team. Individual accolades are nice, records are nice, but they care more about beating this Vista Del Lago team that's just crushed their hopes of that league title back-to-back seasons, and this is going to be a real sweet victory if they can hold this one out.
This is absolutely a sweet victory, Casey. If it is indeed a sweet victory, 28-point advantage. Falcons have nearly doubled up Vista Del Lago after they were doubled up early in the game. So this feels pretty good for Falcon faithful.
Here comes Vanderbilt. He's been feeling pretty good tonight, nearing 500 yards. The game is going to go to Stahl. He's up through the middle. Nothing but turf in front of him. Touchdown, Falcons.
Casey, I have no words.
No words whatsoever, Alex. This is absolutely incredible. Carlos Stahl, 2nd touchdown of the night. 66-32. Amazing.
Unbelievable. They now have officially doubled up Vista Del Lago because why not? And it's about to be, what is it? How many unanswered points now, Casey?
Well, pending this extra point is 47 unanswered points. Caden Laffin kicks in here. That's 48 unanswered points. Absolutely incredible. I'm sure that's another Christian Brothers record. Here comes Caden Laffin, the neon cleats. Looking to tack on. Low snap, good handle. It is up and good, and how about that? 67-32, Falcons on top.
And that's very telling right there, Casey, that this Vista Del Lago team is absolutely devastated. They didn't even try to block that extra point. They didn't even rush the kicker. They have lost all of their moral willpower, and this is such a blow in the gut.
That Vista del Lago sideline and cheering section looks a lot thinner and awfully more quiet than they usually are. Often rowdy, rambunctious group of fans, but tonight has been all Falcons, and they're as much as a loss of words to describe this game as we are.
This game has gotten out of hand so quickly, Casey. In the opening half, I mean, we thought it might be a blowout for Vista. Favorites coming in, back-to-back league champions. And here comes Christian Brothers playing wonderful football after the first quarter. Just unbelievable effort by the boys.
Can't say enough about the determination of this team. We've mentioned it, but just resilience. They started the year 0-2. They lost Holy Bowl again. That's just a streak that's been haunting this program for years. They didn't let them get it down. And right now, they're looking at their 8th straight victory.
And Casey, this Christian Brothers team doesn't lose to Jesuit and Holy Bowl. I guarantee it.
The way they've played tonight, they certainly don't look like they're losing to anybody, especially Vista del Lago, because they're up by a lot of points. It's 67-32. Here comes Brent Schaefer and the Eagles.
Late flag on the play, Casey. Might have been another personal foul. There's been too many of those tonight. I think frustration might be getting the best of Vista, and Christian Brothers seems to be getting a little bit too excited and carried away.
Yeah, dead ball. A personal foul against Christian Brothers, so not what you like to see. You like to see a clean game from the Falcons, but hopefully they'll be able to hold on here. There's still 10 minutes remaining. Plenty of time, really, when you think about what this Vista offense is capable of, but the way they've looked, you wouldn't think so.
No, Casey. I mean, this, scoring 32 points in 12 minutes is something that only an offense playing at its top form can do. Scoring 35 points in 10 minutes is something that this offense can't do.
And Armand Ewing wraps up Schaefer. Looks like he's maybe going to get back to the line of scrimmage, maybe pick up 1 yard, but Armand Ewing's having a monster game.
Absolutely, Casey. Armand Ewing, such a leader on the defensive side of the ball, has become a power back for Christian Brothers this year. What a big-time player this kid is.
9:44 remaining in the fourth quarter. The Falcons have a 35-point lead on the Vista del Lago Eagles and are looking at a Capel Athletic League title if they can finish this one out. 2nd and 9 for the Eagles. Brent Schaefer gives the give to Norris. Wrapped up in the backfield for a loss. Bring on 3rd and 10.
The Eagles not even attempting a pass right now, Casey. They've completely lost all their faith in Schaefer, who looked like he was untouchable in the first quarter. Unbelievable turn of events.
Vista del Lago team, they just look fatigued, out of sorts, out of whack. Christian Brothers sideline, Christian Brothers fans full of energy. Everybody's feeling it.
You know what, Casey? These boys are having fun right now, and you can tell they're having fun.
And here comes Vista. That's Norris. And he's wrapped up yet again. It's going to be at 4th and 5. And down 35 points, 8:45 remaining in the game. Ball at midfield. Does Vista go for it here?
Well, Casey, they're bringing out their punt unit, which shows I think they're admitting defeat right here with this move.
I mean, I'm at a loss of words about this too, Alex. We've seen Vista del Lago go for it on 4th down numerous times tonight, but
went for a 4th and 16 in midfield.
Yeah, and now they're in a situation where they need to score, have to score, and they're just surrendering to a punt. It's another line drive punt. This one's going to be fielded on a bounce by Tyler Green, and he's going to be wrapped up at the 20-yard line. Not much of a return, but here comes the Falcons offense.
So the Falcon defense stays perfect since the first quarter. What an absolute clinic they have put on. And we'll see if Vanderwall comes out. Looks like Tyler Stewart's making his way onto the field. We'll see if that's for wide receiver or quarterback. Looks like it will be quarterback. So Vanderwall's night is done, and what a night it was. 483 yards and 4 touchdowns.
Incredible, Alex. And just to think, if he played for another 8 minutes, he'd probably put that yardage mark so far into the Stevie record book that no one would even come close to touching it. He might tie that 6 touchdown mark, but now it's up to Tyler Stewart and the offense to just keep building. Here's Carlos Stahl. Have yourself a night, Carlos. Carlos is at the 50, 45-40, 35-30, 25-20, 15-10, and they're not gonna get him. He's in for 6.
I'm speechless. I don't know what's going on, Casey. This is like something I have never seen before in my life. 73-32. This got ugly real quickly.
This is absolutely insane, Alex. Christian Brothers, just every guy is stepping up. Carlos Stahl, he was a starting running back at the beginning of the season. His carries went down. He wasn't getting as much action, as much reps. But here tonight, he's just broken off on 2 incredible plays. 35-yard touchdown run on the last drive. 79-yard drive on this drive. Absolutely crazy.
Absolutely crazy indeed. Here's Laughing now for the extra point. Let's see if he can put it through and increase it to a 42-point lead.
That's just stunning. And with his neon shoes, it's up and good. 74-32 with 7:42 remaining. And we got to take a break because we're exhausted, and this game is just too much. Go Falcons. Carlos Stahl's 3rd touchdown of the night has the Falcons on top 74-32, the product of 55 unanswered points.
Unbelievable offensive production for the Falcons, not to be outshined by the defense. And Casey, the 32 points is deceiving. They have played absolutely spectacular tonight.
And Caden Laffin places another kick perfectly inside the 20. Brendan Hall's going to run this one out just short of the 30-yard line. And here comes Brent Schaefer in that depleted Vista Del Lago offense.
Casey, this was a Vista Del Lago offense that had the top quarterback in the league with yards, with touchdowns, the top 2 wide receivers in the league, yard, touchdowns, one of the top running backs in the league. This was an offensive juggernaut that the Falcons were facing tonight. And the defense really, after the first quarter, have made them look silly. It looks like we're going to get a new quarterback as Schaefer's night is complete.
So that will mean Nate Cromwell, who's only attempted 9 passes all season, is now in for Vista Del Lago. And they're going to give the give, and not sure who that is on Vista Del Lago, but he's over across. That's going to be Matt Karp. That's a big gain in most offensive production that Vista Del Lago's seen since the first quarter.
Too little, too late, Casey, with 6:58 left to go and counting in this game. Vista Del Lago just not enough on offense in the second half.
Well, we see a lot of the CB second stringers getting the run out. I'm sure it's the same on the Vista Del Lago side of the ball. But with 6:43 remaining in the game, normally you don't see the backups this early.
No, I mean, in any sort of contest, the backups would not be in, but they're going to get a big chunk of time here in the fourth quarter. Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate that it's garbage time, but a good chance for them to get out there and get to play some football.
And, of course, it's great for the seniors on the team who might not play as much to be able to get a real good chunk of minutes in their last ever game, or possibly their last ever home game.
Yeah, Casey, I think if Christian Brothers goes on to win this game, we might be back next week for a playoff game here at Hughes. Not trying to jinx anything, but that would be very special.
Certainly very special. Something that Christian Brothers hasn't done in quite some time, host a playoff game. But right now with a 74-32 lead, they look like they're well on their way to a couple athletic league title. But Cromwell's pass complete inside the 10-yard line. Michael Grandstaff lays the wood.
Well, that was Brendan Pugh with the catch and run. Late flag comes in.
I think that might be on Brandon Pugh. I think he said something.
See what the flag was. Either way, it was a good catch and run and a very good hit. And so with the Vista del Lago backup quarterback in, they are finally moving the ball here in the second half, and maybe they can stop this 55 unanswered point run.
Well, I'm sure the CB team would just love to hold this shutout from the second, third, and fourth quarter, but it doesn't appear to be that way. It's an unsportsmanlike penalty on Pugh. It's going to push the ball back 15 yards, but Vista del Lago knocking on the door here. Running clock, 4:50 remaining in the game.
Yeah, running clock, Casey. That says it all. Unbelievable performance by the Christian Brothers offense. 74 points. This was their best competition in league so far, and they absolutely obliterate their previous scoring high of the season.
And CB, just a performance for the ages, really. Cromwell, handoff up the middle. And it's going to be second and goal from the 18-yard line.
So Eagles trying to get something on the board before clock expires. They'll tick down near the 4-minute mark before this next snap is snapped by the center.
Cromwell taking his time in the shotgun. High snap again. He's looking over across the middle, and that play is broken up by Jacob Tucker in their corner. Good work from him.
Sets up a third and goal from the 18-yard line for Vista. You got to think that this, Casey, must be 4-down territory. 3:43 left to go in garbage time, as we'll now be referring to this game.
Especially with the backups in, I think it's just another opportunity for them to get some playing time in. I mean, a field goal really doesn't do you much good. And Vista, again, running the ball up the middle. And so that's going to put the ball at the 16-yard line, fourth and goal. And units staying on. Looks like they're going to go for it here.
So the only thing in question with this game, Casey, with the scoreboard telling the Christian Brothers will go on to win this, is do they keep that 55-point streak alive? And, you know, I think you want to keep it alive here. There's some honor to that. You don't want to give it up in the last, 2 minutes of the game.
Yeah, they've done a great job to shut out this Vista del Lago team for almost 3 consecutive quarters. Ball up the middle. Falcons are going to get the ball back. And looks like Vista's not going to score for the rest of this game.
74-32 as the backup quarterback Tyler Stewart and the Falcons offense take over. They'll probably keep the ball on the ground here. And better hope they don't give it to Carlos Stahl because he's going to break free again.
Well, I'm sure they were just trying to milk the clock in the last couple of possessions, but Carlos Stahl would not be denied. Burst through the middle on that 79-yard run. Absolutely incredible. But they're certainly taking their time here in the huddle with Coach Carmazzi. They'll jog out now. 2:15 remaining in the contest. Falcons 2 minutes remaining for being named and crowned Capital Athletic League champions. Stewart, the backup quarterback in the shotgun, gives the ball to Jacob Tucker around the outside. And he's going to scramble forward. There's a flag on the play. Pick up about 3.
Good to see Jacob Tucker getting his first carry of the night. Apparently, Coach Carmazzi has had enough of Carlos Stahl milking the clock. He's by far the best milker I've ever seen. I mean, he took the ball to the house twice, so Tucker in now. Stahl's night apparently done. Clock ticks under 1 minute and 30 seconds left to go in the game.
And that one's going to be holding against Christian, so it's going to back him up. Be interesting to see how many more snaps they get with this winding clock now at 1:20 to go. Wouldn't be surprised if the end of this drive sees the victory formation deployed.
Deep in their own territory here. Stewart's going to lap out of the shotgun.
In the end around to Messiker Merritt. He's out to the 15-yard line. A little bit of a late tackle, but they're going to let that one slide. Didn't look malicious. It's going to be second and about 9.
I think the Falcons will get maybe one more playoff here, Casey, before this championship game comes to a close. And what a championship game it was.
And here comes Sam Tamberg, the junior, trotting onto the field to join the Falcons offense. Can't help but think it might be him getting the call on this one.
He lines up as a wide receiver. Now comes back into the tight end position.
Danberg in the game, and it's just going to be victory formation. And that'll do it, Alex. Falcons, Capital Athletic League champions, a dominating 74-32 victory over Vista del Lago.
Unbelievable game for Christian Brothers. By far their best performance of the season. Absolutely inspired football all night long. And, these boys, they deserve it. They deserve this championship. They're going to playoffs. And, Casey, I don't think they're going to be done there.
No, they certainly have what it takes to make a deep run. Maybe go all the way to a section title, Alex. They play half as good as they played tonight. I don't doubt their ability to get that far. And, it's an incredible feeling. It's great for these guys. They've lost to Vista successive years. And to get this win, this astounding victory, this must mean so much.
Absolutely, Casey. And, led by seniors Tyler Vanderwall, Matthew Marengo. Look at this crowd. Look at this reception. Casey, this is priceless.
Oh, yeah, they're storming the field here at Hughes Stadium as Vista del Lago did so infamously 2 years ago. It's nice to see more CB blue out there. The Vista del Lago gray, or in this case, all white. Absolutely incredible. Can't be any happier for these guys. Whole school is very proud of them. And, it's incredible.
Incredible experience here tonight on this November evening. Clocks at 0. Score, Christian Brothers 74. Vista del Lago 32. And now the Falcons will greet the fans. And we'll let you enjoy this moment.
Victory song soon to come. Lights flickering a little bit yet again. Hopefully those don't shut off too. But it's been a phenomenal season calling these games, Alex. It's been a pleasure doing it with you. And for everyone that's made this possible, Dominic Hinton, Elsie Gerhardt, Matt Sturgis, Marcus Zapeta, Nick Hilton, Jake Malore, Sophie Emerson. I'm Casey Loftus.
I'm Alex LaForestier.
Good night. Go Falcons.